welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those who need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Crunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere fine podcasts are available. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Crunchy. And over on Twitch, where we're still Stays Crunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum216,
Lunchbox2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrell713.
Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy. Stays Crunchy.
I'm rolling with the 3-6. Let them peep this. Let them peep this. Make the heat split. Leave them speechless. You don't want no beef trick. If it's honor that you want, honor what you get. Frazier boy, catch me if the bay, and don't you forget. Repping where you coming from. Make you duck and run. Hectic and them built and them bullets come. They miss you, then they miss you, then you lucky son. All I do was raise our thug. Know we gonna be click tight. Ain't no understanding where we come from. Best to get right, boy. Hello, welcome to it. It's Stays Crunchy Milk. It's episode 442, and we riding on a 4-barrel carburetor, a 4-speed transmission, and dual exhaust.
It's the show to go with it.
For the week of April 25th, 2022, and I'm joined by my best friends. It's Tatum216.
Cheerio.
Lunchbox2099.
How come Callie doesn't get an intro?
I mean, she don't really kick it like that. The RV in Puerto Rican,
she just left.
the RV in Puerto Rican is present, but of course he has children and they own some things right now, so he'll appear shortly. Who knows? But wait, there's more. Friend of the show and official Skim 6 man, my man Chaufie is in the house.
What's good? What's good? You know, we're out here celebrating. This time it's Stays Country on Mars.
That's a terrible name.
We'll
see. We'll workshop. My man, my man Delvin Cox of the Delvin Cox Experience and multiple other podcasts. We will go through them. Don't worry. Is in the house.
What's up, everybody? Fuck Chaufie. And fuck the next person he's going to say.
That's some foreshadowing right there.
Yeah. Plot twist.
And give it up for the CuzNCiseal Show's own Mike Fowler. Can I get a fuck Mike Fowler?
Fuck Mike Fowler.
Fuck Mike Fowler.
That's my people.
I also appreciate every
What's up, Big Mike?
Me and Mike on a podcast with Chaufie. Chaufie ends the fucking show. so Cadillac Mars will be ending soon.
Hey, no, this might be a double hit. This is very true. Whenever Mike and Delvin are together, the show ends. So this might be the last Stays Crunchy and Milk. This might be the last Cadillac on Mars. Just say it.
We got a long run.
Grand opening, grand closing.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We've been doing this for a while.
Gotta end when they gotta end. What are you gonna do?
You'll say good. Mike, welcome to the building, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm a headhunter because I got this. I took out fucking games we don't play, garbage opinions. Oh, never mind.
Well, you definitely killed that one. You definitely killed that one. White people mad. I ain't never seen so much white on white crowd in my life.
I wouldn't say mad. I would say we were perturbed.
Oh, 2 white people was mad at Mike. The audacity of him. They started using white words. Like, God damn.
They said, newsflash, buddy.
Yes. You have the nerve to defend a Mexican over us?
in public? Yeah.
In front of my salad?
on Mitt Romney's internet, you defended a Mexican?
That's exactly what happened. Oh man, that was so great.
Trust me, we'll get there. Don't worry. I am the Understater 713. I rarely introduce myself at the beginning of the show, but I thought I would this week because, as you can tell, we riding deep, and you kind of get a sprinkling of everybody's voice. You know what it is? We remote, but we like are wild deep this week. But that's because I just want to have some fun and do this for once, just one time, just have a flock of motherfuckers on this bitch, and we'll see how it all edits out and sounds in the end.
Bitch sweeping.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said one time. Let it be a bad bitch sweeping.
So I don't want to do news per se this week, but we do got a story to tell. That'll be fun. We got some of the assholes. We're gonna talk about what we've been doing, what we've been watching, what we've been playing, and that should make for a pleasant enough experience for all of us. And so let's get to it. Box told us a story in pre-show about an event that happened via the good people at Pepsi in the Philippines 30 years ago. And it is apparently known as Pepsi number fever, or the 349 incident, which was a promotion that was held by PepsiCo in the Philippines, which ended up leading to riots and the deaths of at least 5 people. So
Delvin, did you remember that, Grandpa?
Nah, I wasn't there for that one.
I was around in '92, not in the Philippines per se, but I have no recollection of this story hitting the news in my neck of the woods. So,
for real, like I don't recall this at all.
That PepsiCo cover up.
Must have been.
Let's break it down. In February 1992, Pepsi Philippines (PCPPI), in case you're wanting their corporate name, announced they would print numbers ranging from 1 to 999 inside the caps, or described as crowns, of Pepsi, 7-Up, Mountain Dew, and Miranda soda bottles. Certain numbers could be redeemed for prizes, which range from 100 pesos, about $4, to 1,000,000 pesos, or a grand prize, roughly 40K in 92 money.
Damn, Filipinos fuck with pesos too?
Yes.
Damn, I didn't know that.
I mean, they are wildly Latin. You know what I'm saying? That's just Spain's influence everywhere. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Equivalent to approximately 23 years of earnings at 118 pesos per day. The minimum wage in Philippines at the time.
This is like Squid Game values. Sounds like a lot, but it's hey, they got $2 a day, buddy. Listen, like
Pepsi allocated a total of $2 million for the prizes. Marketing specialist Pedro Vergara based Pepsi number fever on a similar moderately successful promotions that have been held previously in Vergara's geographic area of expertise, Latin America. Pepsi number fever was initially wildly successful and increased Pepsi's market share from 4%, Jesus Christ, to 24.9%. Winning numbers were announced on television nightly, and by May, 51,000 prizes have been redeemed, including 17 grand prizes. On May 25th, the nightly ABS-CBN Channel 2 News broadcast announced the grand prize number for the day was 349. Grand prize winning bottle caps were tightly controlled by PepsiCo. 2 bottles with caps with the day's winning numbers printed inside them, as well as the security code for confirmation, had been produced and distributed. However, because of a computer error, 800,000 regular bottle caps had also been printed with the number 349, but without the security code. Theoretically, these bottles were worth $32 billion. God damn!
What?
Thousands
collectively.
Yes. Thousands of Filipinos rushed to the Pepsi bottle plants to claim their prizes. PCPPI initially responded that the erroneously printed caps did not have the confirmation security code and therefore could not be redeemed. After an emergency meeting of PCPPI and PepsiCo executives at 3 a.m., the company offered 500 pesos, $18, to holders who had mistakenly printed bottle caps as a gesture of goodwill. This would be accepted by. This would be accepted by $486,000.
They're like, I'm giving you 18. Cheap ass bastards, give me an extra 2.
As I look at it, let's say less than 500,000, just a little bit less than 500,000 people took the fucking dough at the cost of about $8.9 million or 240 million pesos. But many irate 349 holders refused to accept their settlement offer. They formed a consumer group The 349 Alliance, which organized a boycott of Pepsi products and held rallies outside the offices of PCPPI and the Philippines government. Most protests were peaceful, but 3 PCPPI employees were killed by a grenade thrown into a warehouse in Davao. And a mother and child were killed in Manila Friday, February 13, 1993 by a grenade thrown at a Pepsi truck.
Okay, how did we not hear this? Like, this got serious, you know?
Because America be
it took a turn.
bullshit. Yeah,
Well,
American news just
it.
be...
It's all cover up. They don't want to talk about it.
True indeed. That actually might be true. Box initially got this story from Bloomberg Business Week. This is by Jeff Maish. What I just read to you is of course, the wiki of it. But I just want to make sure we give props out to Jeff Maish over at Bloomberg. It is a lengthy story, including the tale of where's the story about the woman who
the article literally starts right with it.
Okay, so.
Wait, was the title of the article 349? Damn, she fine.
In this case, the title of this article is Number Fever, the Pepsi contest that became a deadly fiasco. I got to read this first paragraph. Mary Lily So, a woman in her early 50s with graying hair, runs a sorry store out of her one-room home in a concrete building beside a railway track in Manila. In the steamy heat of a summer afternoon, shirtless children appear at her window clutching coins. With a kind of smile, she serves them warm bottles of water and Royal Chew, one of a few sodas she displays alongside tiny shampoo sachets and single cigarettes. There's one brand she refuses to sell. If someone asks her for a Pepsi, her expression sours. More than 28 years, she's nurtured bitter resentment against the company. I didn't have a job back then, she said, starting in on her Pepsi story. Man, she was mad about it. Here, I'll keep going. It was 6 p.m. on May 25th, 1992, and So was among the 70% of Filipinos watching the Channel 2 evening news. Then, 23, she was living in a wooden shack beside the tracks with 4 children under 5. That's really more her fault than anybody else's. I just want to point that out to people. Pepsi was about to announce the winning number for its promotion that had gripped the Philippines, 65 million people. Her husband, a house painter, had spent their last centavos on special number fever bottles of Pepsi, hoping one of the 3-digit numbers printed on the underside of the caps would match one of the winning numbers locked inside a vault. Across the Philippines' 7,641 islands, ads that promised people you could be a millionaire. 1 million pesos, about 68K in today's dollars, was the largest prize available. 611 times the country's average monthly salary at the time. The published odds of winning that amount were 28.8 million to 1. But Pepsi had already minted 18 millionaires. They appeared in ads real as day. One, a bus driver named Nemo Balmez, became known as Mrs. Pepsi after joking that drinking cola put her husband in the mood. Oh, okay. Number Fever was the brainchild of executive named Pedro Vergara, a Chilean who worked for the promotions department in New York. So we like I said, you know about the base of the rest of this because, like I said, I talked about it from the wiki breakdown. But like I said, one, that's a damn good, well-written story. So again, that's over on Bloomberg. But also, apparently, the good people at Esquire wrote about this as well. Rage, Riots, and Death, looking back at the Pepsi 349 debacle. And that is by Paul John Kana, and that's over at Esquire. But I'm telling you right now, that Bloomberg one I feel is much more better written. So I would say read the Bloomberg story. Maybe I'll throw the link to that in my damn
show notes.
That kind of stuff reminds me of what happened on Dan's birthday and his birth year.
It was just 1 year birthday. It was just 1 year birthday. The balloons in Cleveland.
You had a grenade thrown at you on his birthday?
Yeah, it's really trying to what happened?
I survived that just like I survived the condom.
So
I was like, fucking man, Novocaine had all the hard times. Huh?
So in the city of Cleveland, 1 year after Daniel's birth, exactly on his first birthday, I believe it was like the Salvation Army or some sort, was trying to set a Guinness World Record for the most balloons released, you know what I'm saying, at one time. And
oh yeah, I remember this.
It was a real shit show, and so many balloons ended up getting released. They could track them on radar, But and eventually, what goes up must come down. So fucking the land, the lake, everything just polluted with balloon refuse. It was we've talked about it on the show before. It's wildly fucked up. And
especially in Canada, a lot of them came down in Canada.
Yeah, because of course it's just across the border, just across the lake, as it were. So like Ant was saying, it's wild how corporations be fucking up, and clearly Pepsi took a L. It's really neat too. It's kind of like I said, this story is a kick-ass story. Thank you, Daniel, for that one. The box came through with that one, and it's a damn good story. Otherwise, he's going to hear about a rabbi child molester and/or a school teacher who was soliciting nudes. I mean, your news is really going to take a turn for the worse. Well, yeah.
I'm more looking forward to the 349's Netflix adaptation or documentary after every other thing has been talked about in this world.
I was just about to say, this thing's perfect for an HBO Max documentary.
Could you imagine
the McDonald's stuff?
What?
The audacity of these motherfuckers. You think you won $68,000 and they offer you $18 fucking dollars? I don't blame them for throwing a grenade. I want to hurt somebody too.
That's what I'm saying.
$18.
That $18 is disrespectful. They were like, nah.
Couldn't even round up to 20.
Nope.
I'm wondering where these motherfuckers catching grenades from.
Shit, I got a fucking court settlement payout to my PayPal the other day for like $3.43.
Hey, that shit is wild because I've received checks for like 24 cents, and I'm like, it cost you more, like double for the fucking stamp, and you sent me a check. Like, this whole packaging together probably cost $1 to send me like 23 cents. Dumb. Like, I want that.
Reckless. Wasting your company's money.
Right. It's different when you think you've like a thousandaire, as opposed to like, hey, I just got a settlement. I just got 24 cents. As opposed to like, I think I'm like a thousandaire. My life has been changed dramatically because of the situation. And you get there like, nah, even though you won, you really didn't win. So here's $18.
Why didn't they do this? Like, listen, hey, we fucked up, but here's what we're going to do. For like the next 5 years, you get like a 6-pack a month.
Well, the thing about it too is like if T had kept going down the article, there was one paragraph that I remember it said something about one family had many caps, like many 349 caps. They had a bunch. So imagine being that family where they go in thinking they've got like 27 caps and they're about to just fucking own a mansion.
They're like, we're about to buy a plot of land, like 2 cows. We're going to
have a 2-bedroom home in the Philippines. Not a studio house, a 2-bedroom.
Long houses.
They were about to eat all the Jollibee they could ever want.
Hey, you know what? Jollibee, whack.
You said
Raising Cane's, whack. I said,
Raising Cane's. Please kick this man off the show. But see, that's the thing, though. One thing, if T would have got a little bit further in the article, he would have seen that also that's where the slang "that's cap" came from.
Yep. No cap. Cap, no cap.
Oh my god!
Didn't we say how many people died in the kill? Wasn't it only 5 people?
It was 5 people. So I'm not gonna say only 5 people. That's 5 people's. So
yeah, I was like, only damn. Fowler's ruthless, huh? He's like,
I'm talking about American inflation. That's like a half an American. Okay, but continue.
Wow.
This is why the shows end when you get on them.
Right, seriously.
He was pulling them down.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Some things you can't come back from. That's what happens when you're melanin deficient.
Hey, this happened in 92. I was 3 years old. I didn't know.
Damn. You're a fucking baby.
Oh, shit. So,
ODP is about to drop an excellent mixtape with that how that headphone set up. Oh.
He did like you
my headphones up.
I can't hear my snare.
Where's my snares? Oh my god! So that was your news for the week. So you know what it is, man. This is how we do it. We go step by step, and everybody gets to fucking have a little bit of their own time. And so we sit and chat and cipher divine. First up, as always, is my man Ant. Ant-Man, hit him with it. What's been going on in your world?
I don't know. Let's grab the notebook.
Fuck yeah. Y'all not.
Ryan Gosling movie?
Show him the Ooh Kill 'em notebook. That's the history of this show in notebook form. I want y'all to know that shit.
Damn.
I
Like
could recycle some shit. Y'all wouldn't even know it.
You know what I'm saying?
The Stage Crunchy Necronomicon. I like it.
That's exactly what that is. You know what I'm saying?
This is the Stage Crunchy Omnibus.
But shout out to Stays Crunky though. Crunk ain't dead.
Yeah.
Stage Crunky and Milk.
I like that. See, there you go. They're gonna do name. That's the sister podcast.
After Mike ruins this one, we got, you know what I'm saying? We'll start on this.
Yes, exactly. Which he will do. He will do. Mark my word.
So
left right quick.
Before I move on, I'm looking through this notebook lunch, and I see a Paper Champs podcast ad that I did for you guys, where I was pretending to be
Macho Man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great ad read. Oh my god, what a time!
Man, I saw a video clip today that was Jay Lethal when he had his little in-ring Ric Flair off with Ric Flair in TNA a few years back.
That was
Shit's
great.
still gold to this day. Jay Lethal sounded exactly like Ric Flair while talking to Ric Flair.
Yes. It was so good.
So woo,
woo, woo, woo.
Oh shit.
Okay. I think I will save that for. Where's my pencil? For our show proper.
Very good.
But one thing I did want to talk about is, since we all live in pretty much different states, except I guess the core Ohio group, like, what food you think is one commonality between all of us? I'll say my answer after you guys say what you think one is.
A food commonality between all of us? Like aside from pizzas and hamburgers?
I was gonna say pizza.
Well, pizza and hamburger. Okay.
I was gonna say pizza. So
I'm saying French fries, then, just to be different.
French fries.
Shit, I ate Mexican food for dinner today.
And Mexican food everywhere.
I was gonna say, I think Taco Bell is probably the most commonly thing to us.
What do you guys feel about the Mexican pizza coming back?
Oh man, that was in my notes. Why are you trying to steal my story? I am.
Are we honestly? Are we hyped for it, or is it like all?
Yes.
Like was it something you really
I'm
fuck with,
for it.
or is it like they are really advertising us?
I ordered it every time.
Yeah, I fucking love
that's all I used to eat.
Pizza, like you would not believe.
That's all I used to eat from Taco Bell. All.
You know,
a good
two
minute.
things are going off that week. We get the fucking Mexican pizza back. That shit's tight. Number 2, we get New Kendrick that week. That shit's ill too. Boom, boom.
There we go.
It's also Nick Jew's birthday. Shout out to her that week. So,
and then for Mike Fowler reference, that would be Kendrick's 5th album. Trying to start shit in the chat too, motherfucker.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like pizza just covers everybody. It's probably maybe some styles of pizza that motherfuckers got. Of course, you know, we don't fuck with Detroit style, Chicago style, St. Louis, you know what I'm saying? Cleveland kind of has a style going with Ohio pie code. So it's like, I feel like everybody got a variation on the theme. So I feel like pizza just kind of works as the food that kind of crosses borders, because everybody all over the place. Let me tell you something. You don't want Canadian pizza, I'll tell you that.
Why not? What's wrong with it?
It's just garbo. They make poor pizza.
They put maple syrup instead of marinara.
Well, okay, how about this?
Pizza.
Pizza in Canada makes whack pizza. I don't know if there's
Little Caesars, because isn't that what that fool says?
No, it's not. It's his own deal. And if you ever watch Scott Pilgrim, it's the pizza shop they go to get pizza from. You'll see it in the background. My man Scott walking there eating a slice. And it's just whack, man. I don't eat pizza when I'm in Canada. I do eat poutine. That's how it gets down.
I love when we go to Canada, but I will admit our food adventures have been real fucking miss up there. I got food poisoning our first day there. That Swiss Chalet was the worst place I'd ever been to in my life.
I blame the food poisoning on dinosaur because it had to be a day before. That's how food poisoning works. So I say the dinosaur fed you the wrong meat.
We ate at that Asian place the night before when I got sick.
Yeah, but then only you got sick. I mean, maybe something specific you ate got you though. So that's
I mean, I had pad thai that no one else touched.
True indeed. True indeed.
What's in that pad thai?
Something that got me sick.
Assassinated my man. Put him straight down. It was real bad.
Oh man, I was fucked up the whole trip.
Yeah, no bueno.
I missed the Cleveland at the time Indians game versus the Blue Jays because we had tickets, but I was laid out on the Airbnb floor, like I couldn't move. I had to pull myself together to make it to Childish Gambino. Like 2 days later, it was rough.
Yeah,
I've only had food poisoning. I feel like one time. It was when my friend got married a few years ago. And the night before, we had went to a strip club, and I ate some what I thought would have been the safest thing to eat at a strip club is chicken fingers. And then the next day, I was shaking and sweat. I have never sweated so much in my life. And then I soaked my fucking bed.
Damn.
In a bad way. And doo-doo. Actually, I didn't. I was just sweating. I actually didn't do. All I did, I was sweating real bad, and then I threw up a couple times, and then after that, I was okay, but I don't think I ate for the rest of the day. But I had I had severe chills. That shit was crazy. I don't think I've ever felt that way. Hopefully, I never feel that way again.
I don't know if I've ever had food poisoning. I don't think I want it. You know what? Though? When I stopped eating swine, you know what I'm saying? When I stopped eating pig, it was an experience, and so maybe at that time, maybe that was food poisoning because I was ruined. So,
food poisoning has a lot of similarities to like the flu.
Oh yeah,
it does.
Like you end up with the sweats, like some diarrhea. I didn't throw up that last time when we were in Canada, but I have thrown up from food poisoning before.
Oh my god,
man! Even like when we went to the Popeyes up there, and I know Popeyes is very hit or miss, but even that Popeyes was whack as fuck. We've had a lot of like not stellar meals up in Canada.
Don't eat in Canada.
That's not that I'm trying to take the trip. So me and Xander, when we just went there for this Tyler shit, you know it because where we have stayed at, right across the last time we stayed in that one apartment complex, right, and like right across the street from it was like a little sports bar looking spot, like across from the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
We finally went there because it was snowing, and I was like, I ain't trying to waste time. Let's go eat there. And it's a bar more than anything, but it do have some tables and stuff. And I ended up having their buffalo chicken poutine. Bruh. It was so fucking good. It was wildly good. I was like, it's probably one of the best things I've eaten in Canada ever. And I like we got good shit from Smokes. We got poutine from them. So
that was one of the DoorDash order, right?
Yeah. That's the one that came in the red boxes.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have had. You are correct. Mathematically, it is way more misses than hits. Just that's real.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that all of Canada's food's bad or anything, but just a few times I've been there, there's been some not good experiences that stick out.
Yeah. Alas.
Their Kit Kats though, fucking just wow.
Fuck with the Kit Kat.
And I get and Chaufie got his wine gums. So that's what's up.
And I saw someone sent you some wine gums recently too, didn't they?
No, my man, somebody sent my man Seth at IGN from over at IGN. That's my homeboy. I mean, I get it. He is a big deal, IGN big deal, but he was my homeboy before he was on IGN. Mm-hmm. And one of the listeners to Nintendo Voice Chat heard him say he had never had them, and so they sent him a pack, And I was like, oh, bro, if you down with wine gums, I can always hook you up because I gotta hook Chaufie up when I'm up north, so I might as well hook you up too. But he said that was the first time he had tried them.
I saw Seth Macy.
I got my last bag.
I saw Seth Macy talking to Xavier Woods on Twitter yesterday, and I was like, fuck, I'm one Kevin Bacon away from Xavier Woods.
Correct. Oh my goodness, that's a wild. But that has nothing to do with Ant's whole long story. Ant, what was your answer to that?
Well, in a roundabout way, we did all figure it out. Like, I was just thinking, like, almost every culture has some kind of flatbread that they serve and eat with something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So I have always thought every culture has a dumpling of some sort.
Yeah, like a pierogi.
Is pierogies one spot?
A meat pocket.
Would an empanada count if it's larger? Like, are we just saying some type of enclosure?
I mean that it works because it's a dough enclosure with filled with something.
Yeah, like Chinese food, I'll get like dumplings. I know like Puerto Ricans do like meat, like dumplings, like the ground meat. Because like our one buddy was selling them. He's Puerto Rican, so I called them Puerto Rican pierogies.
Do tamales fit in that category?
Sure.
Tamales are, but that's a masa of dough, right?
Yeah,
but it's still stuffed.
I know, but I've been thinking more along.
Is it like adjacent?
Yeah, it probably can sit in amongst the dumpling category. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Puerto Rican pierogies is probably your show title box. Well done.
Man, those 9 hours of sleep I got last night, I'm really putting them bitches to work today.
You got 9 hours of sleep?
I drugged myself up last night. It was rough. There's some allergy meds involved.
Oh no.
Damn. You sipping that baby lean, little Benadryl and juice?
I had some pills and some chewables, we'll say. There was a concoction going around inside of me last night.
Whitney did coke for years, but did Benadryl once and died.
Damn.
Oh my
God. Factual in its statement, so that's real. So. Oh my God! Speaking of, I mean, like you said, we kind of got to hit it fast if we gonna get everybody in. So thank you, Anthony, for always bringing something dope to the show.
You're welcome.
Daniel, man, you got this next story time with Lunchbox. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
I have an addiction, a new one, and it's bad.
No shit.
Whatnot is really hurting my wallet. I can't help but open that fucking app and just find shit to buy that I want, but like I probably don't need to be buying at this very moment. Like I was so worried about maybe being laid off from my job like 2-3 weeks ago, and then in that time I've spent like $300 on Whatnot.
So you know what? Just to take it to something that's been said recently is Mike Fowler and Lunchbox really are opposite sides of the same coin because Mike was trying to get us to buy shit off Whatnot.
Yeah, I've been there. I'm around that same price range as Lunchboxes on that fucking app before.
Like I gave like my code to Anthony and T because I've seen stuff on that's the other problem is I go on there and some of the shit I buy ain't even for me. I've got a T and Anthony box on the floor right behind me right now. Their birthdays and Christmases for the year are already taken care of.
Sweet.
Birdman.
But like I went on there the other night and this one group was selling they found a warehouse where some guy had owned a toy store for decades, and whenever shit didn't sell or he had never made it to the floor, it just sat in the warehouse untouched. And so they had unopened toys from the last couple decades. I can't see what is that? Batman?
Batman of some sort.
There was it was the Batman 1989 movie comic I got off that fucking app.
Yeah. So and that similar thing that these people they bought a bunch of stuff from the warehouse and they were auctioning it off last week. So I was in their auction while I was watching AEW Dynamite, and I ended up buying a Battle Trolls Trollosaurus from the early 90s, like completely brand new in the box, never opened. And like after I bought it, I was super excited. And then I'm thinking, why the fuck did I buy that? And then as time went on, I realized I bought it because it reminds me of my grandmother, because she bought me Battle Trolls when I was a kid. And so like I've been buying shit on there from like my youth, and I had decided to put this like display cabinet together with all these like old trinkets and stuff, and I realized everything I'm putting in there reminds me of my grandmother.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I'm building a toy shrine to my grandmother for the things that her and I went through when I was a kid. So like I ended up buying that Trollosaurus. Then the other problem I have though is besides buying stuff for that shrine.
Well, hold on real quick, because I was about to talk shit and say, hey, but did you buy any like Beast Wars stuff? And then you made it sentimental, talk about your grandma, so now my joke's gonna fall.
Well, I would buy Beast Wars though, because she did buy me Optimus Primal, and my favorite Beast War is the Velociraptor.
Because I also want Delvin to be triggered too.
I will say
Primal bothers me to my soul.
Beast Wars toys
I hate that name so fucking much.
The show is horrible. It is not good.
And see, I grew up on Beast Wars. I never saw the original Transformers. Really,
I'm sorry to hear
like,
that. That's sad.
Transformers for me was Beast Wars and the McDonald's toys.
That is disappointing.
Damn. Yeah. You know, fuck you, Mike. See, that's how we was gonna fuck Mike Fowler. Stop saying hell yeah.
So,
I got a question for Lunchbox though. For whatnot. How much have you ever watched an auction and you hit the button and you kind of hope you
all the time,
just
all the fucking time. I swear to God, like I'll throw out like a bid where I'm like I'll tell myself I'm not going past 35, and then I'm like oh, I don't want to lose, and then I hit up to like 39. Although I'm dollar dicking back and forth, I don't fucking just shoot to 39. I dollar dick my way up to 39. But then when we're at 39 and I'm winning and I'm watching the clock, I'm like, fucking outbid me, please outbid me. I made a mistake, outbid me. like I swear to God, the other night
I'm getting the heroin rush. It's like, oh yeah.
The other night I was in an auction and there was only like 14 of us in this. It was some dude in like Arkansas or Alabama. He was just doing a quiet little stream of stuff that his buddy had found in a storage locker. And he had the cleanest Ghostbusters firehouse that I've seen in a while. And it was only missing like the two loose accessories. It had the front doors. Oh, and it was missing the sign. But it had like the slide spindle thing, and it had the doors. All the stickers were pristine. It was clean as fuck. All it was a sign and the containment unit. And I wanted it, but I didn't want to spend too much money. Me and some other dude dollar bid each other back and forth from $40 all the way up to $91.
Oh.
Damn, that's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. It got up to 91, and I was just like, fuck it, man. You can have it. I'll just bid and buy all the Pokemon Burger King shit that's coming up.
I will give you more of a tip of the hat because you are in that toy part of Whatnot. I'm in the comic book part of Whatnot. So, like, all I have to do is, like, while you're looking, I'm like, okay, they're obviously showing corners. It doesn't look too bad. You're debating on, like, yeah, it's missing this, but I can, I can work with it and all that shit. And, like, mine is, okay, one of the hot things on the comic book side is they do these blind bag collections, and then they also do like ones that in that box of mystery box it gives you a raffle to a prize on the wall, and that was my biggest buy. I spent, and they give you a price range of like in this gift box there should be X amount of dollars that these comics are valued at, and I spent $340 on one mystery box, and I also got the first appearance of Omega Red issue. So I wish it was the newsstand one, because I thought it was the newsstand one, which newsstand for people who are listening means there's on comic books back in the middle, or like, right before like the 2010s, there used to be actual newsstands like around in New York and shit, where there's a barcode that means it was not a direct, like, went to a store and like, the comic book store says, I need 5 issues. and they get 5 issues. This one's like you actually go to a newsstand, and after that month, those newsstand ones go back to the factory and they go away. So it makes them smaller and variety of whoever bought them. Blah blah blah. But yeah, so it's like a small thing that goes, yeah, you got the first appearance of Omega Red, but I got the first appearance in a newsstand one.
Yeah, it's like having an alternate variant. Because like I've always wanted the first appearance of Venom, and that's actually how I learned what you were talking about. Because I've seen some with the barcode, and then I've seen some with the little symbiote symbol, and I never understood the difference. And then like 3 months ago, I looked it up. So now the issue though with it is, I have been buying stuff that I want, and I'm going to make this cabinet, and that's a project, and that's all well and good. But then I also end up buying shit that I don't necessarily need or want, but it's just too good of a deal to pass up. So like Sunday night, I was in bed, and these same people that I bought the Trollosaurus from were doing a video game auction. They bought a bunch of Japanese video games and brought them over to America. We're auctioning them off, but they had like other stuff too. And they ended up having an unopened Donkey Kong first appearance of Mario, like the Intellivision or whatever the fuck the thing is called.
Yeah. And
it sells for like unopened like $100 on eBay. And it was at like $71. And I was like, it seemed like the bidding had died. And I was like, well, it's under market value. I better bid. So I bid at 72 and I ended up fucking winning it. And now I have an unopened copy of Donkey Kong coming that I've never even fucking played that game. And I'm like, all right, well, do I get this thing graded now? And then what do I do with it? Do I give it away? Do I sell it? Like, do I hold it? Like, same fucking auction. They ended up selling the SNES Sniper Scope thing with the fucking dongle. Yeah, they were selling that with the dongle, and it was at like $14. And I'm like, that seems like a low price for what that thing I think is worth. So I bid it up to 15, and then no one else bid. And like everyone's just like, how the fuck did you win that? I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck I just won, because I never had a Super Nintendo. I don't know what this thing is worth. But my intuition told me that $15 for that was a good price.
I do wish I did have an eBay store or a page like you do. That's where my thing was. I did the same exact thing. I was like, I'm going to make an inventory. So I'm going to make a fucking Whatnot account and be an auctioneer too. I did not know it's a fucking pristine list right now that it's like so every few and select people. And I don't know if you have applied for it, but I bet money you have a better chance than me because you have receipts showing that you've done sales on the internet.
Yeah, I haven't tried because I don't have like a tremendous inventory of anything right now. I did make a sale last night. I got to send something out through eBay's global shipping. But same thing with like these. These were the Penny Arcade from the first year that they gave them out at PAX. Oh boy. Some guy was cleaning out like his stuff. I guess I'm no lie. Him and his wife went to WrestleMania weekend in Dallas, and they're like, oh, well, we got to make some money back because we spent too much money on the trip, so we're clearing out some stuff. And they put those up for $3, and no one was bidding. And I'm just like, I know what those are. Those are worth more than $3. And then I bid the $3. No one bid, and I'm like, I looked it up on eBay, and like, there's one listing for this four-piece set from PAX East. This was the very first year that they did it. One currently listed, and it's in Australia for $212.
Oh, wow.
So if I list this, I'll have the only American listing on all of eBay.
That's cool.
That's why I don't like your Lunchbox.
But that's why I like that app, because like I used to work for Goodwill back in the day. So I have like a vast knowledge of things from there. But then being a nerd, I also know a lot about nerddom. And being a reseller, I understand, ROI and profit margins and everything. So like sometimes there's just too good of a deal to pass up, even if I have to sit on something like that Sniper Scope. I don't know shit about that thing, but I know that dongle sells for $15 all by itself.
I did on the side tell T and Delvin that I do feel that that Lunchbox and Mike should make their own podcast called The Foulest Box. because you guys are some whole ass nerds. But also, this type of dialogue is very fascinating to me because it's like it's not a knowledge base that I have. So when I hear people really and this is genuinely a compliment, when I hear people really like nerd and geek out over shit that's like a passion piece, it's like it's fucking exciting because it's like to hear people get like geeked up over shit is really, really cool. So one, you guys are whole ass nerds, but two, this conversation is really amazing and fascinating to me.
Well, that's part of what the app feels like too, because it feels like there are just an army of nerds on there that are selling things that they know everyone enjoys. Like people have like retro shops, and they'll like list things from the shop on the app because it's reaching a wider customer base. But it's something we all love. There's also the cutthroat sellers on there that are like, I know that this is worth this, and I won't go any below this because I'm not taking a loss. And those are generally the auctions that I don't hang around in because they don't have a good vibe about them. But then there's also like the sellers that clearly like aren't good at selling, and they don't know what they have, and they list everything super cheap. And like a lot of people don't hang around in those auctions because there's not like a specific type of genre that they're hitting. They're very hodgepodge, and that's my wheelhouse because that's like going to the flea market or thrifting or whatever. I'll watch TV and hold my phone in front of me, and I'll sit in the hodgepodge auction for 2 hours and hit 3 things. Like I got an entire box set of Seinfeld, the complete series, with the fucking special salt and pepper salt shakers that are shaped like the ketchup and mustard from the diner. Whole shebang bang for $20.
That's what's up.
Just sitting in the hodgepodge.
I thought you were about to say the special with salt and pepper.
Oh, I would push that
made
one.
an appearance on Seinfeld or something.
I would push bid on that one. Too sweet.
Now Mike has been trying to push me on this site for a while, and I was like not for it. But now Lunchbox comes through, and I'm like, yes, I definitely want to do this. I don't like to gamble, but this is my type of gambling because I might come up on like a Ghostbusters house. I've also really been wanting some like the Mask action figures.
Yeah,
way old.
that's the thing. That like, I want to do like a vintage toy road trip kind of deal, and I was looking into that the other night. But the stuff you're talking about, that's exactly like the kind of stuff I'm looking for on there, like Street Sharks. Like this entire box right here is just Ghostbuster action figures and accessories that I've acquired in the last week and a half.
Well, there's basically like a dirt mall swap meet out here called Frankensons. And basically, it's just this conversation, but hands-on. It's video games, it's comic books, it's toys and things like that, where it's just like local vendors just trying to offload their fucking yard sale pickups and shit. You know what I mean? So you're not having to go to like a fucking Comic Con or C2E2 and try to find someone's booth. It's just random ass dudes who are like, here's my fold out table with boxes on it.
Yeah. And like they're expanding their offerings too. Like I noticed the other day they're doing NFT stuff now. Yeah. I didn't click on it, but I saw it in the drop down, which wasn't there before. But like there's like people that sell vintage clothing. There's the shoe sellers on there. Like the shoe game to me it's not my scene because it's all young dudes clearly hustling shit out of like their little makeshift warehouses or their extra bedroom. And like you see the wall behind them, it's all the inventory that no one else can get off the sneaker app because they have all the bots and shit, you know, and then they're upcharging everything. I just don't like hanging out in there. I'm more of like I'm the gritty hanging out in the room with 11 people trying to snipe the Burger King Pokemon toys from 1999 type of whatnot. Or, and that shit, it's fun and it's paying off. Like, I got an entire unopened set of Super Mario Brothers McDonald's toys from 1989 with the Happy Meal box the other day.
I am also in the same ballpark, except I was with comics, like I said, but I go for how the Whatnot app shows. It shows whoever has the most people in their show, they're up top. I scroll all the way to the fucking bottom to almost the upcoming. I look for the ones with the ones or zeros. Yep. And it sounds bad because he used the word snipe, but obviously all we're doing is finding these suckers who are like, I'm going to sell something, and they don't understand exactly how Whatnot works just yet. So they see everybody else do these dollar bids, and I like to go in there and go like, oh wow, you have a regularly $5 comic book at a store. I'm going to hit that and no one's here. $1. I got to get that motherfucker right there.
A lot of the times, too, the play is to go into those auctions and then ask the person to run that item because chances are you're the only one there, so you're the only one that's going to bid.
Yes. Yes. So
I gotta learn the trickery. Like I said, I only attended the one record auction, and I was mad at dude. I was like, bruh, come on, man. There's no way you should be hustling these. He was selling shit for prices that are like for 2 and 3 times prices I can go get shit for on Discogs. And I'm a record dude. That's what I would be on there for. So I was like, congratulations to him for working, getting motherfuckers to pay reckless prices for things that should not be costing as much as that. But I was just like, that's not for me because I got connects in places I can go get things from at a much better price.
Yeah.
But if you tell me I can go find a fucking auction if I'm deep down in the streets, that's what I got to do.
Yeah, like don't go for the popular ones. Go for the lonely girl in the corner of the dance hall.
I tried that once, and she pretended not to speak English.
Well, did you hit her with that little bit of the Puerto Riqueño?
Did you tell her I'm bilingual, Holmes?
Did you tell her I'm Mr. Worldwide?
She pretended to speak some kind of I don't want to Asian language.
Just tell her the love language is universal.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, Gabriel. Gabriel, man, in fact, Gabriel, man, it is your turn, sir. What's popping with you, baby?
It is?
Yeah, yes, it is.
All right, well, the piggy bank off a few things. One, I have a food sickness, food poisoning story that I didn't get to share during Tatum's segment. So I was in college, and it's the first time I learned what the term violently ill meant. I don't know what I ate. I know I just ate at the cafeteria, and I was just thrown up in a way that fuck you, you're not going to make it to the toilet. You're going to throw up right in the hallway. I'm like, well, at least it wasn't in the dorm room. I don't have to smell it. It's out in the hallway. I can close the door. But I called my parents for a little bit of and some advice, should we be suing the college for getting me this sick? And my dad says to me, what are you, drunk? Have you been drinking? What? I love my parents, but
well,
I'm just looking for a little bit of
sympathy that just wasn't coming your way.
No, I don't know why I went there for sympathy. I was sick and I was hurting.
Because your parents visited you this week on the road, and I figured that's not really an on the road with ODP kind of situation. So I figured that'd be more of a regular show kind of dealy.
Okay, I'll talk about that on the regular show.
Seeing your folks after this stretch. Ooh, I heard that breath. Oh no.
Yeah. No, it was. The kids had fun. They had fun. Everything was lovely. Surface level.
Here we go.
But here we go. We're getting fucking real here. But if they didn't ask me once where we're gonna settle down, when we go down, they asked it 1,000 fucking times.
Oh no.
When are you gonna settle down? When are you gonna settle down? You gonna do this? How long are you gonna do this? How long are you gonna do this? You know what? I get the same. I gave them the same answer every time. They just didn't like it. When it feels right. When it feels right. And
oh my goodness.
I can tell they don't approve of this, and they haven't been very supportive, to be frank. You know, my mother told me, as far as how she's been supportive, she said to me, "Well, you know what? We didn't try to talk you out of this. That's not That's not supportive. That's also not a thing you can do to a grown-ass person.
That's not even the bare minimum.
I'm making everyone uncomfortable. I know. I'm sorry. Just
No,
you're fine.
This is the one place that you do get to tell the truth, and you do get to say what you mean and what you feel without being judged. In the past, I always feel bad when I'm not on the show because it's always like I'm not there to have your back when you say something that's not what everybody else think you should say. I'm always feeling like, you know what? Hell yeah, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you did it. And I'm glad that like right now that you're living the way you want to. Other than your daughter trying to make you adopt pets and shit on the that you don't want in the house. Like
House.
I'm super proud of you, man.
And that,
the RV.
yeah, and that's what it comes down to. You get, if nothing else, I get it. Again, I know that you go to them and with an expectation of sympathy and support, and they seem unable to pull that out they hat. But you got us, and we always going to sit here waving the damn Gabe cheerleading flag. And I know that's not
I
what you
appreciate that
want,
from you fellas.
but I hope it is I hope it'll give you just enough to get you over the hump. You feel me?
Oh, it certainly helps to have you fellas in my life. On. I know. It wasn't something you guys wanted me to do because, well, for the reasons that you miss me, and I appreciate that. But like
saying that we didn't
I
want
always
you to
felt
do it is very, very strong words. Like we are like the joke that I said is that you like to play on hard mode. And the fact of the
yes.
matter is, um, that's not for us to say. Or I don't judge you on it none because I know I couldn't do it, but at the end of the day, this is something when I see those pictures of you and your family, you are having a time of your life. This is something
Mm-hmm.
that not only a lot of people are unable to do for their family, this is something that people dream to do for their family. And you're doing it. Your parent, like, if it was up to my mother, she would probably want a different way for my life. That's what parents do. They want something that they can see, that they can feel, that they can hold on to.
Yes.
But you're done raising me, and and you know what? Your love is blinding my vision. Like you love me and you're concerned about me, but that's not your job anymore. Just support me and that's it.
But
Yeah. I mean, that was what I was looking. Let me sandwich like. Well, I'm not done, so I guess I can't sandwich it yet. I'm still building the meat. The negative meat. The negative meat. I started off with the positive. It was a nice visit, and it was pleasant to have them around. Here's the negative meat. I just a lot of asking my wife, well, what would you do if your kids did something that you didn't approve of? Like, I'd be happy for them if they're happy. She asked them, why do you ask the question? I don't know why you asked the question more than once. If you didn't like the answer the first time, what makes you think it's going to change on a second or third time you ask that? I guess the repeating of the questions is what really bothered me. Like, I told you, we'll settle down when it feels right. I told you, we'll settle down when it feels right the second time you asked that damn question. And the third time, what do you think the answer is going to be? I'd be happy for my kids if they did something I didn't necessarily approve of, as long as they're happy. I answered that question once. Why get to ask it two more or three more times?
Yeah, I get bad every time my son want to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas But I just have to pull down and say to myself, he likes that shit. I ain't gotta like it.
Yeah. I don't like everything my kids do or watch.
We all know that they don't like shit you listen to, so.
I got a question
They
for
don't
ODP.
like shit I listen to.
Hey, just to refresh, give me like the elevator pitch of why, because I obviously I'm gonna reply as the listener, because obviously you said your crew, your boys right here is like your safe space and stuff. But I want you to hear something from a listener of the show that obviously has opinions, and I obviously I'm on the boys' side. I just want to know, what made you do the RV thing? Was it just wanted like to Ant said you want to just do hard mode? You know what I mean? What was the reason to say we're going to do the RV?
Well, so I reached a level of success at my job that I never thought I'd reach, and I was so happy about it for about a couple months until I realized I hated it. I hated the shit out of it. It was that. I was miserable at my job. We had a close friend husband die, and we're like, oh man, you can go at any minute. And it was COVID lockdown, not seeing anything, and it was just all combination of these things, and plus the fact that like I've never traveled in my life. I've never been until this trip. I've never been farther west than Illinois. I've been to Belize, is the farthest place I've been to on my honeymoon for a week, but I haven't seen much of the country, and I just. And it was something I wanted to do. I wanted to travel the country after I graduated high school. And again, my parents were like, they disapproved, and like, all right, well, I'll forget that idea. I let my parents use guilt and fear to like to make me think that I couldn't do it. And I finally, at 41 years old, said, "This is 42. Damn, God damn it, I'm old." At 42 years old, I said, I'm not getting younger. I want to see this country. I told my wife, and she was like, yeah, let's do it. So we decided to sell it all, get into an RV, work remotely. She told me all the reasons it could work. You could work remotely. You could do the show remotely. You could see this country, decide where, maybe you want to settle down somewhere. You've never been outside of Cleveland? Hardly.
And then
so
also,
that's what it was. Just a combination of all those things.
And just more so, I also be clear too. And then the job you hate, you can just work remotely, right? Or is that you left that job?
Well, I left that job.
Oh, okay.
I left that job. I'm not. That was
just curious.
It was a supervisor position, and I hated supervising.
I get
the profession I'm okay with. I get. I'm not as excited about it as I used to be, but the profession I'm fine with, and I'm still doing that profession. Just way different, and I'm not supervising anybody, and no one's really supervising me. I'm just looking at stuff and just tap my opinion in, and it moves on. Work, when I want, how many hours I want. That's gravy.
Because I was just going to say, like I said, as a listener, I think you're doing a really cool thing. And then
Thank you.
I can say is also with parents, even though, I'm 10 years younger than you, but I have a feeling without knowing your parents, our parents, I think all of us in this group right here, a lot of them are in that weird, and it sounds weird to be like profiling like this, but they're in this weird boomer-esque mentality. My dad, who just had a birthday, I call him, say, hey, happy birthday. And then the thing we can only talk about is work and like about me, like just financial stuff without even like, it's always about something about with financials or like just worrying about like, that's the conversations they have. And I don't some of it is just that's just how boomers are. They just talk in that weird. They don't worry about. It's not about feelings. It's just about, hey, are you making it? And then they don't see the part of, hey, you're making it. If you are, because it sounds like you guys are, since to my knowledge, as obviously a person who that you get to choose what you edit it into a show, you guys sound like you're having a time of your life, of the sense of like you are seeing things. You guys are clearly doing stuff that are like when the kids get older, be like, we went to 13 fucking museums. But the idea you guys are going to learn museums, that's pretty cool at this time of, I think also for your parents, it is their only way, without knowing them, I think it's their only way to say they're caring, but also at the same time, they do have the idea of, they just don't know what the fuck to think because it's different. And also like, they can't understand like, well, he is happy. He is also they're also financially doing okay on the road. They just can't understand. Now they have to do the next boomer thing. Like a house is a very financial boomer thing to talk about. When are you going to get a house? Even though the houses are fucking, like $120,000 more than it was back when they had a chance to get a house. So the idea
you could get a house on McDonald's money back in the day.
Yeah, you could. You got to be approved for a house if you just had a job. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you work at a pet groomer 3 days a week. Yeah, we can get your house. But no, as a listener, I think you're doing a really cool thing. As long as your inner circle, which is your RV or your inner home, is happy and everybody is copacetic, I personally would say, fuck what even family says if they're not in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, and another thing,
Right.
I was just thinking of like your parents aren't on Instagram or anything like that, right?
My mom is.
I know my mom's on Instagram, but my mom's on Instagram like once a month. So it's funny, like every once in a while I'll get 30 likes from my mother from different things I post. So like it's not like they get to like some like older people are with it and they're like, okay, well I get to see what they're doing and like see like for example, my partner's sister came over today. And when they haven't seen her in a while, um they aren't their normal selves. When grandparents or other people are visiting, this is not when you're visiting, this isn't our normal life. Of course, like you might not like how this day is going because this isn't a normal fucking day. You're here. Like it's not a normal day. We're sacrificing our day for you today. This is a lens of grandma lens today, or grandma and grandpa lens. It's not a normal day. So whatever you're thinking, you need to get that out of your head because this isn't how our normal stuff is. They're hyped up. They're excited to see you. I'm excited to see you. My wife's like, this isn't a normal day for us. Like, we're putting out, a theoretical China today for you. So just keep on living your life, man. Today it might be rough. Tomorrow it'll be better.
I think there was a lot of credence to what Mike was talking about because those are the exact same conversations that I end up having with my dad every time I see him. And he can't help himself because in their eyes, their way of caring about us is making sure that we are stable. And for them, when they were growing up, someone living in a vehicle was the complete opposite of stability. That was, the whole Chris Farley living in a van down by the river guy.
Down by the river.
Yeah, to them, that was like the epitome of not successful. Whereas in this day and age, you can be successful wherever you want to be, living in a variety of different ways. But people who grew up in a certain way have a hard time sometimes of seeing that.
Yeah.
What's your how did your parents get to you? Did you drive near?
Oh, they flew.
Or Okay.
We told him
No,
where we were
just
going to be,
wondering.
which was near Dallas. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I'm going to finish right after you answer that part of it. So they flew to Dallas.
Okay. They do the food of Dallas Fort Worth, and we were in a Thousand Trails campground, which is like a membership we're part of that lets us stay at us. We pay a lump sum fee, and we stay at these places for free. And they were like about an hour and a half from the airport, so they got a cabin on the resort that we were staying at. So they were staying in a cabin while we were staying in an RV because, again, I didn't want them to stay in our RV with us. But
Well,
I loved them.
Exactly. Continue. Yeah. Why would you? The fucking RV's tight now. Why would you want two more people? Yeah, go on.
You can love them from a distance.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you can love from a distance. My kids loved having them here, and they loved being around the kids. So to put the on the top of the positive bread on top of the sandwich of positive, negative, positive. My kids loved having them here. My parents were thrilled to be around them, and they were just it was a delight as far as that goes. It was just not a delight as far as asking me a million times if this is the right thing for me.
Okay, I was just going to say is because, in particular, ever since this pandemic, and also within this pandemic, I moved from, basically, I moved downstate from like Mount Pleasant to near the Flint area of Michigan, and out of all the areas, like, and it's kind of funny that even I didn't know this because of just that's how well my family talks. My brother lives in the same vicinity of this area. But the reason I say that is both their kids are down here, and they have never came down here to even just to make a day. You could just do a day trip and say, "Hey, how you doing?" You know what I mean? At least your parents did the effort, what I'm going to say. At least they went into a park and they came over. That's kind of cool. And then one other thing that with the boomer mentality, I've found out they are better at being grandparents than parents because obviously they get to be, they are the prize thing in the room because it's grandpa or grandma. Whoa, they're here, so they're obviously the spotlight, so it's easy for them to look cool or whatever. So yes, I'm glad your kids got to see their grandparents because obviously that is always a good thing because 9 times out of 10, grandparents are awesome for kids. You know what I mean? To see because obviously they have that's their style. Probably grandparents went and got them ice cream and all that shit. You know what I mean? That's what they get to do.
Yeah. Well, there's when it comes to grandparents,
they are awesome grandparents.
There's like when it comes to grandparents in general, there's this like the separation creates this like we're nurturing and caring the child, but we're not hands-on enough for them to feel like they resent us for our opinion.
They're not far enough, long enough to resent them yet. Yeah. It's all good. Chaufie, man, you still here?
Maybe they'll make that.
Yeah, man, I'm up in the room.
All right, just making sure.
I was allowing Fowler to be a fucking therapist over here. Fool does one interview on his own podcast. He's getting interview everyone under the sun. God damn it, Fowler, chill.
Fowler turned to Ricky Lake.
I love Fowler's question.
Damn, Ricky Lake. He's over here being Jenny Jones, about to cause problems.
Thank you, Gabriel, for sharing that little bit of your travels with us. You will probably get a more in-depth discussion regarding what he's been doing outside of his parents on your next issue of On the Road with the Real ODP. So that's what's up with that. Worry not. And now we pass the rock to the 6th man. Come up off the bench, Chaufie, man. What's popping with you, bruv?
You know, let's see. Just came off of spring break, and that shit was real nice. It was like my kids they're on spring break this week. Okay. So we didn't do like a family trip, which is one of those things where it's like, it's nice to be on vacation together, but That shit's exhausting. Like, I never come back like relaxed. I come back more tired because it's like the prepping, the planning, all that bullshit along the way. So then it's like when I do have spring breaks where we're offset, I do get to do like normal shit. Like, took my daughter to school, got to pick her up from school. It's things I don't get to do,
Day
you know?
drink.
Like, daydream. Oh yeah, man. Fucking, I'll get there, man. Why you gotta blow up? You already had your opportunity to talk, man. See, that's why we always say.
I haven't got an opportunity to talk
Mike
yet.
Fowler.
God damn it!
Blow-
It's been the whole fucking roster.
You talk through Ant. You talk through Lunchbox. You talk through.
I
fucking
took your
OCP over here.
notes. That's what you do.
That's because it's my show. This is not your show. I am the driver of the Cadillac on Mars. That's why Delvin sits in another Cadillac and sometimes gets
Your
uninvited.
Cadillac was not Pontiac
That's
today.
true.
How
He finally
fucking fucked
accepted
up your
an additional
webcam was.
Cadillac. That's growth.
Yes.
So anyways, yeah. No, but so it was like, and then during the day, like I was able to like basically like hang out with my wife. You know, like she had time during the day where it was like we didn't have to like coordinate a babysitter and kind of do all those things. You just be like, you want to go hang out? Fuck it, let's hang out, which is a rarity. You know, it's always like finding time, managing, getting a sitter, shit like that. Where it's like this way, we're like, you ready to go? Yeah, fuck it, let's go. And then like legit, if you saw the Instagram, we were doing a gang of day drinking. Like it was just like fuck it, you know what I mean? We were just chilling. The weather was nice. Fucking, it was like, hey, let's go eat here. Let's go eat there. Let's go have some drinks. Like, why not? So it ended up being like really relaxing. Just chilling out. Like I said, having a nice time with my wife and just, enjoying the time. And, other than that, if you follow the career of, just to guys let you know, the name has been changed. We are no longer going by Giovanni. It is Drippy GP.
Okay, word life.
And so Drippy GP got a real reality check because we found a beat. We've been working on my son's budding rap career, which I have to say, he dropped like a really, really good like freestyle on just his name. I was like, why Drippy GP? And then he was like, I'm Drippy GP, da 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 da, and he fucking went off. Where I was like, oh, that was hard. Like it was like, well done, And that was like off the top. He's like, I only had like a couple parts. I just did it, and I was like, fuck, that was pretty ill. But we got the beat. We got it working together. We've been working on this song, and what's frustrating him and it really like truly angered him was just how tedious it is, because it's like add effect, take off an effect, adjust the volume, like that whole mixing and syncing and figuring out. Because I told him, I was like, doing this is not just 2 layers. Like one song can have like fucking 32 layers of different things, And I was like, you haven't even thought about like ad libs, you haven't even thought about like vocal effects, like all the shit that goes into it. And so we were working on it, and it was a good bonding experience because we were just doing it. And I wasn't discouraging him. I was like, let's do it. Let's turn it up. Let's have some fun. Let's go to the back room, kind of work this through. So we're like uninterrupted. But he hit a wall where he was just like, he wanted to throw the song away. He's like, I don't want to do this. This is like so frustrating. It just sounds bad. And I was like, this is part of the process. I was like, you want to make a perfect song in one 1 hour block when this could take a month. Like you might have to walk away from it and come back like in 2 months. So, that sort of hit him real hard. He wasn't ready for that. So that was a real struggle. So just getting that opportunity over spring break too, to kind of just hang with him and talk with him. And then on my daughter's end, just, we just like played a lot of Animal Crossing. Like she's kind of got back into it. And then my island was looking real dusty. So Karen went back, cleaned up my island because now I got that beautiful swoled. So I was like, all right, let me see what my island's looking like. So we just kind of hang out. She just likes to go all around my island, and basically it really is real life in the game, because then we go to like, was it the fucking Mabel sisters or whatever? And then she's like, buy me this shirt, buy me this dress, buy me this thing. And then I got like millions of bells. So I'm like, sure, here you go. So she's just using me for my bells. And then, but all in all, I mean, that's kind of really been it. Like, not too much going on because right now the school year, like coming back to work, is just like after spring break. This is the hard part of the year. This is where it's like, shutting down, building up. Like right now, I'm doing conversations with each one of my teachers to let them know, like, here's your classroom, here's your grade level for next year, and then basically hear them complain about how they don't want to change, and then I have to tell them, like, this isn't really an option. This is for our school site and our program, and then kids just be wilding out right now too. It's that time of the year where they all want to fight because they're sick of each other's shit. And I guess a PSA to parents, like, you guys need to fucking relax. It's okay for someone to not want to hang out with your kid. That's not a bully if they don't want to hang out with your kid. Like, you can just let them be. Not everyone's going to be friends. And I tell parents all the time, I will never tell two students, you must be friends. I will tell them that they have to learn how to coexist in an environment, but not be friends. Because there are too many fucking adults who don't get along, who live in the same household. So, like, we're not going to do that. But I no joke, just in yesterday and today, the 2 days I've been back at work, I've had 3 parents tell me they're going to call the police on another child. And I'm like, yeah, you're not going to do that. And this is no physical interaction. This is just, the boy was bothering my son by, like, verbally calling him names. And I'm like, what names? Oh, well, his name is this. And instead of calling him, Jesus, he calls him Jesusita. And I'm like, you're going to call the police for that. That's what you're going to do. Like, no, I'm not going to hear this. So at the same time, adults, you need to fucking relax because you wonder why kids act up when you don't realize you're acting like a whole ass yourself. So let's just kind of get that together. But with that, I got like 5 weeks left of school. So then I'll be on summertime and I'm just going to be chilling. So that's what's going on over here.
And day drinking.
Shit is nice, man. I've had so many different cocktails. It's been fantastic. It ain't good for my diabetes, but tastes good going down.
It's crazy
for the sugars.
It's crazy you said that because my son lost a point in school about that.
Like, for not wanting to be someone's friend.
Yeah, like she wrote that shit down and like I think they use like Class Dojo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my oldest son didn't want to be friends with this dude. And the way, I mean, honestly, the stories my son tell about this little dude's an asshole. Mm-hmm. And my son was just like, no, I don't want to be his friend. And the little dude got mad about it. And, he got upset, started crying. And he lost the point about it when he got home. I told him, like, you don't have to be everybody's friend. Your teacher wrong about that, man. You don't got to be everybody's friend. Like, your emotions and you know how you feel about it. And
because if anything, that's more maturity to be like, listen, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to talk shit to you. I'm just not going to hang around with you. Like, isn't that the thing we're asking for, is to, like, not escalate a situation, to be able to assess the situation and determine if you want to be a part of it or away from it. Yeah. If anything, like, so. I would have give your son an extra point for being like, you know what? Thank you for keeping it moving and not making this shit worse.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Parenting is, I don't know. It is an interesting whatever. I'm not going to delve too deep into it, but like my kid is, the reason we're recording is as early as you are this week is my kid is in a play this week. But I hear Lee talking to their brother about just what be going on in school, and I'd be like, why the fuck is you hanging around these people? Because these people are obviously assholes. They're like, well, look, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm surrounded by some assholes some days. And I'm like, fair enough, but I am not happy about this situation. Yeah. And I just have to chuckle that how it goes down some days. Yeah. But don't worry about me. I'm not gonna be a lot of tea this week. Got too many dope people on the show. So of course I'm gonna jump over to Delvin. Delvin, man, what's going on with you in your world, bro? That you care to share?
Everything good, man.
How was Orlando?
I had it. Orlando was good. It was a interesting week, to say the least, with that.
Well phrased.
But I think I'm coming back home, and my brother did me a solid. I got to give my brother props. He when I got back, he was like, "Hey," he told me before I went, but he was like, he followed through with it, which is probably more important than anything else. You can say 1,001 things, "Hey, we're gonna do something," but actually doing it is cool. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna rent a boat. Let's go on a boat for the weekend for your birthday. We're gonna hang out," and that's exactly what he did. He rented a boat, and that this past weekend, I think it was Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday, he made some sandwiches and stuff, bought some chicken, went on the boat. We rode all around Miami Beach on the boat, man. It was pretty cool. And they even had the boat had a little slide at the top, which is weird because I don't know why I even did this, but sliding in that dirty ass South Beach water. But it was a lot of fun, man. Just kind of like taking a day, relaxing, not thinking of anything, having anything on your mind and things like that. Just ride around a boat, man. It was an amazing experience. Even it was my kids, his wife, and his brother-in-law.
Big ass boat.
It was great. Like,
yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it was a pretty big boat. I think they call it a pontoon, some shit like that.
Yeah,
and it had a slide at the top, and they set the slide up, and they have like a little almost like a little like a foam carpet is that's the best way I can describe it. That
Okay.
This is how it goes. The boat ride, you ride the boat all around Miami Beach. Then the captain of the boat, because we had a captain of the boat, anchors somewhere. He's like, all right, y'all can go on top and go down the slide if y'all want to. And the slide legit like kicks you off the boat into the water. And this water's not like 5 feet deep. The water's about 8 feet deep. So you need to know how to swim.
Like ocean.
Ocean, yes.
Manatees swimming in this bitch. I can't in my mind understand like where is Miami on the Gulf of Mexico or is it Atlantic Ocean? Where we at? Like
both. It touches.
We on. Yeah. Miami itself is probably, I guess, towards.
Is it like the pee hole of Florida?
Pretty much, yeah. The pee hole of Florida. It's not that far down. That's further down, but it's near the Atlantic, I guess, more closer than anything.
Yeah.
But they have also beaches and canals and stuff like that. Miami Beach is kind of like that, and so, like I said, the area I was in, bunch of manatees there, and we're just jumping in the water. Can't be good for manatees. All these humans just jumping in the water. And all these rich people in their rich ass boats just driving by, drinking numerous alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, Gabe and I was just discussing maybe a week or so back how the manatees are getting even more wildly endangered because now their food source is getting fucking destroyed by pollution and the like. So not just people showing up fucking around, but also they just can't eat.
Yeah,
manatees
it's wild,
fucked, bro. And if it go down Star Trek 4 style and we need manatees, we are fucked.
we are fucked because the place where
I'm glad I got to see them before they went extinct.
I used to see them all the time when I was a kid, and don't see them that much now. Probably because they're killing them all. But there are signs all over like South Miami Beach and stuff like that. Hey, manatees are in this water and stuff like that. People don't give a fuck. They just ride their old high speed ass boats all through there. Fuck the manatees. They just be riding through the night without a care in the world. They have the whole, like I said, they had a slide. I got on the slide on the boat and right into the ocean. I'm like,
are you saying
kick the shit out of a manatee?
Are you saying that manatees are the squirrels of the water?
Huh?
Just getting hit.
Yeah, the roadkill of the water.
Possible, yeah. That's possible.
Now, did you actually go in the water yourself? Like, did you hit the slide?
Yeah, you go into the ocean. The slide takes
I had 2 questions. Yeah,
I did it. Yes, I did it because I did it twice. The first time I did it because my dumbass son was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on the slide." Like, motherfucker, can you swim good? Like, that's not important. Like, I'm like, I gotta tell you this, Jim. Right. So before he goes in, right, me and his sister's talking to him, and she's like, "So how deep is the water, Delvin?" Let me go ask. So he asked the captain of the boat. He's like, "It's up 8 feet." Oh, Delvin, you're like 5'7", so you shouldn't drown in that. I'm looking at her like, what? I'm like, what kind of math are you doing? She's like, it's only like
up.
Yeah, she's like, it's only like a 2 foot jump up you got to do, so you should be fine. Like, that's not how that works. Like, and his dumb ass like, okay, that should be fine.
Back up.
Yeah, and his dumb ass like, okay, I should be fine. I'm like, if you don't take your dumb ass over there and get a life preserver before you mess around and drown, he's like, okay, I'll go get one. And so he got a life preserver and jumped into the water. And of course, they say, "Dad, why don't you do it?" Like, I want to get in that dirty ass water.
Right.
But of course, I realized that my brother was drunk, so he didn't matter. He was like, "I'm getting that one. I don't give a fuck." And he can swim really good. I can swim pretty good too. So I was like, let me get in the water to make sure my son doesn't kill himself. So I get on the top of the slide, and I didn't realize it's a slide. Like, it's really slippery. So before I can like plant my feet, I slipped off. And you just hear me say, "Oh shit," and flipped into the water. Like, head first. I hear my brother laughing his ass off.
Now, was it
he knew I was fine.
covered in that beautiful cocoa butter?
Nah, I didn't put on cocoa butter, so I was good.
Yeah. Chaufie's hinting at what I was going to say. One of my questions was, did you think the captain was questioning, like, should he even stop? Because, like, were you guys going to actually swim?
That's racist.
I was going to ask. I was going to say, it's like, is Miami the place where black people swim? Like, black folk know how to swim?
All my brother and all his, well, he has, I say all, he has 2 kids. Yeah, I guess he has 3 kids. His kids know how to swim. His wife knows how to swim. He knows how to swim. My brother was a former Marine, so he better know how to goddamn swim. I know how to swim because they tried to drown me when I was a kid, and I fucking learned then. That back in the day, that's how you taught kids how to swim. Throw that motherfucker in the deep end. If he's making, he can swim. And that's just what they did. Threw my punk ass right in the deep end.
Toss James in the pool with him.
They taught kids how to swim.
That's just what they did.
They taught kids how to swim like they used to determine how people were witches.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. You nailed it. You nailed exactly what they used to do. Well, if he survived, I guess he can swim. No, that's not how that fucking works. If he doesn't, he drowns.
I mean, we'll just use your family as the baseline. It's like that means it's got to be some sort of average that is like this many black folk can swim in Miami, which is good because it brings all our numbers up generally. You know.
What I think is happening is it's just like it was just mentioned earlier. So many black families were taught how to swim in that fucked up way. That's why none of us know how to fucking swim. It's like, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit.
But that's not the only reason black people don't know how to swim.
Well,
that's one of them.
Racism, but it's always racism. Yeah. Always. The answer will consistently be racism.
Racism. Yeah. Ain't that right, Mike Fowler?
Because of slavery.
Or like what's that? What's not blackish on Netflix called?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, because everything is like because of slavery.
Because of slavery, yeah. Because they ain't want us escaping. Because we knew how to swim, we could swim across a river or so forth and so on. You know.
Yeah, when people pour acid in the pool, it make people not want to get back into a pool.
Yeah, you go pouring acid in the pool or just saying y'all can't use this shit, and if y'all do, we gonna whatever. Yeah, racism again. It answers so many questions in this great nation.
It really is an answer for a lot of things.
Correct. Man, that's that's dope. I'm glad you got to get out and kick it with your fam and have a good time and relax and recuperate for a little bit, man.
It sounds like you got flued out. You had the boat and the big ass sponge that all the Instagram models get on because they don't know how to swim.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. It was fun, man. I was shocked, man. And I took pictures and put it on. I put it on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and people were like, "Oh, you're actually a good-looking person." Like, is that a compliment? That's a weird compliment to tell somebody.
Where are these things located?
I think I did put.
Yeah,
I did. I definitely
I don't
put
think he put it on Instagram. He's lying. He's lying.
It popped up on Instagram because I put it on Facebook.
Money on a boat right there.
He really was trying to be his most Miami self because he was out here in the white tee.
And I don't know if you can see it. I definitely hearted that picture. So of course these pictures. So I definitely did see it. I just didn't realize I saw it. It's a nice boat, man.
Delvin, was your trip to Orlando this one? Was this your first time like doing like a vacation by yourself? That kind of, I know the nitty gritty of the shit's going to be on. So tell me. But the idea of, I didn't know, like, how would that feel for yourself, especially since your kids have been on this earth for over a decade. So obviously you're used to doing that. So going back to a one-person thing, how did that feel?
Great. So great. Fucking fantastic. I'm like, this is how I should do every vacation now. Just leave everybody at home and do it myself. When you can say, I don't feel like doing this shit today. And then you just don't do it. Mm-hmm. Like there's something magical about that. Like I'll tell this part because this is too pertinent to so tell me. I went to Universal Studios when I went to Orlando, and it was because it was almost on a whim. I said I'm gonna go, but my whole game plan was I'm gonna go at 8 o'clock as soon as they open, and be done by 12 at most. Because I figured I don't want to be out there all day and I want to spend time in Orlando and see things. I went at 8 o'clock. I was done at 11:15 because I got on all the rides. I got everything I wanted to get because like if you're by yourself and you're doing the single rider thing, the lines are probably like maybe at most, the longest line I waited there was like 5 minutes at most.
Nice.
And that was probably like the Harry Potter ride. I got on everything I wanted to get on at the park easily. And I got to eat the food I wanted to eat. I got to drink butterbeer all through the park. And I was happy. I'm like, fuck this. I can go home now. This ain't no point in staying here no longer. If I done got on everything and I done rode everything, I was good. I'm like, all right, I can leave now. And that's exactly what I did. I left Universal I felt like I got my money's worth because I left. Because I got there so early, I was parked right in the front. Like directly in the front of the park. Like, you know how they have like, have any of you ever been to Universal Studios? You know how they have like the long ass tram and stuff till you get to your cars? Mm-hmm. I took the tram, like the little, like the conveyor belt to get to the car, and I was right there. It took me like.
You did the preferred parking?
Yes, I did the preferred parking. So I was right there. I was out by 11 o'clock, and I got to spend the rest of the day just driving around Orlando and seeing sights and going to places I wanted to go to instead of. If you go with a family, you're doing family shit. You can't leave until they want to leave. And that's usually at like 9, 10 o'clock at night or some shit like that. When you're dead tired, you're like, this is not funny.
Like someone needs to go pee while you're like deep into the line.
Exactly. And because I was by myself, that alleviated all of that. This is so much easier.
Yes.
I travel not alone. Well, every now and again I have been on the road by my lonesome, but most of the time I at least drag my lady with me. So I feel you. I'm with that. Mike Fowler,
what's up?
Welcome to the show for the first time. Certainly not going to be the last time.
Oh, it will.
What's going on in your world this week, bro, that you care to share with the listeners? How would you like to introduce yourself to Team Skim, to the listeners of this podcast?
Well,
tell a tale.
Thank you for telling me to introduce myself in 2 hours into the show, but yeah.
It's only been 2?
What is it? I do a little podcast, a little gaming nerd podcast called the CuzNCiseal Show, and just do a solo act of just talking about the gaming news of the week if I actually record, and I do some interviews sometimes. But what is it? I also wanted to say to touch on Delvin's thing. I giggled when he said pontoon because up here where there's lakes and shit, pontoon's like a more normal boat compared to like probably like in Miami there's a speedboat. So and he's like, yeah, I got this boat. I think it's called the pontoon. I'm like, that's a very generic boat. I'm like you like act like it was exotic for a second. And also, I'll give you the slide was a little different. I'm like, oh, I was like.
It was a
That's
big
what
size,
I thought too. I was like,
decent size pontoon.
I was like, you really said a pontoon. I was like, a pontoon is like a fucking junkie boat.
Yeah, it's like a couple 2x4 or a fucking plywood on two floatable barrels.
Yeah. It wasn't that.
No,
a little bit more of a fancy pontoon.
Honestly, for me this week, nothing much besides a little bit of not even fucking gaming because it's just been not even busy, but Easter and all that shit. We had a pretty good Easter, and also Easter wrapped around my family's birthdays. The 15th is my lady's. 16th, like I said, kind of is my dad's, and then Easter was my stepson's birthday. So
what did you guys get him this year?
Fucking Christ! He lucked out because he has a too much of a spoiled grandmother and a mother, but he has a PC tower coming in tomorrow.
Oh. Nice.
And yeah, and I tried to we went to Best Buy and we tried to get the Best Buy. Obviously, they're there to sell you the thing, so they're like, "Hey, this kid would like to play Apex on a fucking PC." So they go into this fucking well, you need a blah 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 blah, and then they try to get you in to get Apex going. You need to get around basically the $1,800 range. And like I said,
Apex?
To play Apex?
Yeah, for Apex.
They have a device for that. It's called a PS5.
You can play Apex on a Switch.
Good, but yes. I'm going by them. They also pulled up the minimum requirements, and they just broke it down this weird way of not even weird, but basically they did set him up so we're doing this investment for him, and he should be set up for a 5 to 7 year window without having to do any of those nightmarish PC stories of you have to upgrade already. Because the guy who was selling, he goes, listen, I bought this other one, the mid-tier one that we have, and right out of the gate I had to put a new cooling system in it and all this other shit. So he's like, you're saving money and also saving stress, just going up a little bit more. And bing, bang, boom, he's going to get one. He also, because I even tried to explain, because obviously we were just talking about, because obviously it's quite a bit of money. I was like, he does have a PS5 to play Apex, and he has the patches are coming for variable frame rates and shit for the PS5. I'm like, he could wait, but also just so he doesn't have to do all this hopping. He did get that, so we'll see how it goes. He's going to be a little. He's been asking for a PC for years now, so he finally got one. So I'm happy for him, but also I am nervous because I just want him to try. I want him to try to like it, not try to get heated or anything, and say, "Yeah, it's okay." No, I need you to like it because obviously it's a pretty good investment.
Yeah. For sure.
Big.
Shit, you could be my stepdaddy if you're out here buying desktops.
No, I want to give Mike Fowler a little shout out though. Very rarely does he get one. But I gotta say, my man Mike, he does come through when it's time to be clutch. Because remember when I went through that whole PlayStation debacle where FedEx fucking lost my son's PS5, Mike came through and was able to hook it up with one. He became the connection. And then most recently, if you listen to his the week before last, or maybe 2 weeks ago, his episode of CuzNCiseal Show, he was taste testing live on air the the Flaming Hot Mountain Dew. He was actually making love with that bottle. Like, you were hearing some
Yes, he
smacking and some
was.
squishing. It was real intense. He was getting really into it. It was sensual. But
Sound like he was deep throating
he
that
said
bottle.
you can get the. Oh, it was some glucking for sure. But he was like, yeah, you can get these at Walmart. Now, mind you, on the West Coast, you cannot. They are not
Because
available.
the West Coast sucks.
You know what? Don't forget, Mike. Those other two white guys learned, I will buy a plane ticket. I got money. I will spend. Don't forget, I ain't no broke boy. And a ticket to Detroit, or in the West Side, like 75 cents. It's not like a $3.49 bottle cap. I got it. So
I feel like Flint's like an hour north of Detroit, though, man. How far is Flint from Detroit, man?
An hour and a half, 2 hours.
All right.
No thing.
There is
I'll still give you 2 fresh jugs of water. Don't worry about it. But at the same time, man, I was just trying to give you a compliment. Why you gotta fuck it up? Shit, Mike. Anyways, so I couldn't find it here. We had like two different. We have like a watermelon one and something else, and those are like the West Coast variants. But Mike did come through and is shipping me 2 bottles of the Flaming Hot, because I was like, hopefully was hoping to have them to then throw it into like my son's Easter basket and whatnot. But whatever, we didn't make it. But still, to be able to like have them on hand. So shout out to Mike for going back to the store and getting them shipped out to me.
Nice.
You ain't special. Major Melon and that Mountain Dew Sparks here too.
Well, you know what? Walmart isn't our most major store out here, so
I got your Flamin' Hots from the Midwest known Meyer.
Oh, we don't have those, man. I don't know what a Meyer is.
These Ohio people do. They're like, hell yeah.
We've only had Meyer for a few years. So, it was a Meyer in Sandusky for like ever, but not in this neck of the woods. So it has only recently been expanded over to our general direction. I watched this woman on TikTok called Laney in the Land, and she talks about just Ohio in general, and that's what their TikTok about. And she was explaining on one of her recent TikToks how Northeast Ohio, where we all stay at, is so very, very, very different than the rest of the state that it's almost it makes no sense. Like, grocery store, Cincinnati is the headquarters of Kroger, the giant grocery store chain that is everywhere. We ain't got no Krogers up here. Cincinnati is 4.5 hours southwest of here, and we should have Kroger. Kroger should be the chain that runs this operation. It simply does not.
We're living in Giant Eagle country, baby.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what's that other one you guys have? And that's it, Giant Eagle.
Yeah. Northeast Ohio is so very different than the rest of the state. So I get it. It's a random and weirdness that, like I said, Meyer is pretty fresh to us.
Oh, like, shit. We do got a Meyer out here. There's one in Burbank. Interesting.
What?
That's them trying to expand that footprint there.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler, that's where I got my 4th PS5 for my stepson's cousin. Through a Meyer.
Christ, you out there on the hustle, man, ain't you?
I don't know. Brag much?
But that's how Box was. Boxes bought like 4 Series X's.
I had 3.
3, okay. So, yeah, man, that's sometimes it go down like that, man.
We're both sides of the same quarter.
When you have notifications on and a desk job where you can be on your phone all day long, you can come up on some things.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, you'll get more Fowler. Like I said, I'm definitely gonna have Fowler back on the show on a solo tip, just because that's the homie, and I've been. I was gonna try to have him last week, but like he just said, it was his lady's birthday, and he knew what was gonna be if he came through, and it wasn't gonna be good. So it's all to the good. Yeah, I guess I've run through everybody. I got to get my kid
That's
prepped
pretty
for
efficient.
prom. That's about. Well, yeah, I try to be. I got to get my kid prep for prom. That's about all I need that I'm working on in my neck of the woods. Like I said, my kids got a play that they're in. That they got the lead for, so I get to watch that Thursday, which is why again we're not recording on our normal day of recording. We'll talk about video games here in a little bit.
Do they both have leads?
No. My oldest, my son is like, he is at this point almost coasting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he has about, as I look at this calendar right now, he has a month and a week before he graduates. So it is game time. So yeah. So my man is about to call it a wrap, and so I am both proud and then at the same time I chuckle how very quickly the time has passed. So don't sleep on that shit. People tell you all the time, "Oh, it goes by so fast." Truly, it does. And you take advantage of every day and enjoy and have a good time with them. So I'm trying to think anything else. I just saw today that Nas and Wu-Tang is about to do a tour.
Grad night coming?
I saw that.
Does he have grad night coming?
What the hell is grad night?
That's what I was wondering if you guys have grad night. It's like where it's like the schools or the districts host like a senior event. Like out here, you go to like Disneyland or like a fucking casino night on a boat or something.
Yeah, we used to go to Jogger Lake on the senior night.
Oh no! If something like that is occurring, they have not made mention of it. So I'm gonna go with.
But it's not like ditch day. It's like it's a sponsored event, like district or school.
I didn't have any shit like that.
No.
Okay. Very good.
We had.
You taking part? Your kid taking part in any kind of ditch day?
No, probably not.
Yeah, I waited my whole high school career for grad night, and the year that they had grad day instead, it was so disappointing to me because they switched. That was the year they switched from Jogger Lake to Six Flags, and I'll never forget that time because Sylvester was singing "Welcome to Miami," and that was a banger.
Yeah.
Sylvester, like, do you want to funk, Sylvester?
No. Do you?
Sylvester and Tweety.
No.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
No.
What a heat is on like that. He was kind of sounding like Mike Tyson a little bit. It was pretty great.
Oh shit. Like I said, I'm trying to run through my head like what I need to tell you about what's happening.
Man, Six Flags was the shit for that like year and a half, 2 years we had it. I remember going and watching the Batman jet ski water fight show.
Yeah, we didn't have it for long at all. It was definitely like maybe a year, and then
they extended too fast, too much, too fast,
too fast, too furious.
Act a fool.
Too fast for y'all, man.
Oh shit. You know what? T ain't thinking of that shit, so T gonna say let's walk on down to Electric Avenue. Let's head to the mean streets of Reddit, where each and every week we head to the subreddit. Am I the asshole? And we read a few and we talk about it, and we ask the question: Am I the asshole? This week I got a few for you, a few possibles. So let me give you these possibles. Am I the asshole for lashing out on my boyfriend after he insulted my parents because they kept asking about his divorced parents? Am I the asshole for embarrassing my wife in front of her dad until she had a panic attack? And of course, am I the asshole for posting the unedited photos of my cousin's wedding where she isn't photoshopped to be skinny? As always, one of those has happened already. So those that remain, one of those is going to happen. Which one of y'all one of those two I just left out? I laid out for you. Panic attack or divorced parents?
Panic attack.
I was gonna say let Mike pick because he's the never been on the show before.
Fuck
Panic
Mike.
attack wins.
Man, thank you for 2 hours in, the hospitality comes out, man. Thank you, man.
So am I the asshole for embarrassing my wife in front of her dad until she had a panic attack? My wife is extremely insecure and suffers from low self-esteem and self-doubt. She is a doctor and the breadwinner while I stay at home with our daughter. Sir, you're an asshole off rip, but we'll keep going. Our daughter, 3, and son, 1. She worries constantly that makes her that makes her a bad mom. She worries a lot about her looks, and I think that is because her dad dated models and the bottle girl / yacht girl type while she was growing up. So she was always around women who were way above average, and it damaged her. All of this comes out sometimes and can be very hard to deal with. But I try to assure her as much as possible. Her dad is currently married to a woman who is breathtaking, and father-in-law is a totally different man with her. Before her, my wife at least knew.
Yeah.
Before her, my wife at least knew
I've seen this video somewhere
that he didn't love those women, but he really loves his current wife, and they've been together for 8 years and are expecting a baby.
Oh, I was about to say this is like an episode of Modern Family.
So my wife is 32 with a 33-year-old stepmom and a soon-to-be little sibling. I get why that sucks, but my wife is beyond jealous of this woman. She's straight up mean girl to her, and it gets hard to watch. Recently, we went to the zoo to celebrate my daughter's birthday. Father-in-law and his wife were invited. Father-in-law's wife took her shoes off for a bit on a grassy area and was walking around with father-in-law and our daughter. My wife changed our son's diaper, which was a bit of a poop explosion. She then wiped shit on the inner strap of her stepmother's shoes.
What?
Wow.
What?
I had made assumptions about this, but this is quickly taking a turn. She had those rubber Birkenstock shoes, so they weren't ruined and can be easily cleaned. But that is gross. I asked why she would do that, and she just rolled her eyes. When father-in-law and his wife came over, I warned her, and my wife immediately looked humiliated. Father-in-law took her to clean the shoes, and her stepmom was shrieking. Our daughter's a toddler, so she obviously thought it was funny because, poop. My wife began crying, and I didn't really feel bad and asked why she did that. She ended up having a panic attack, there we go, and refused to speak to me for the rest of the day, and I got stuck cleaning the shoes. Did you? My wife is still mad at me and said I humiliated her. False. Though admits she was wrong. And said, why couldn't I have sympathy just once? What shocked me was the father-in-law said that I was an asshole and that obviously he would take his wife's side. But that if his wife did it, he just let her have her little prank. This is why your wife fucked up as it is. Her father fucked up. Because you shouldn't you should get to be immature sometimes. Also, he blamed me for his daughter's panic attack and said I don't coddle her enough. Okay.
Yeah.
No one asked it. The question being, am I the asshole? No, but you should probably get a divorce.
Yeah.
Oh. That's Stay Rail's Stairway to Heaven. He plays it every time.
Bruh.
I'm kidding.
It's Freebird.
It's okay. Your wife ain't right. Your wife's father ain't right, and that ain't rightness has fucking just fucked each other all the way up. Your wife took to rubbing shit on another person's property.
I will say this.
I know Gabe hate that.
That's very white.
I wouldn't snitch on my wife.
No.
But I would just clean it off on the slide to avoid the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think
that is the move. You could have grabbed some baby wipes.
Can I take this in a direction no one expects?
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna take this in a direction no one's gonna see coming from me. Yes, that guy's the asshole. You gotta ride or die for your wife sometimes. I wouldn't have outed her. I wouldn't have helped her with the prank, but I would have just been like, no, I didn't see anything. I was like, hey, like one of those, guys who witnessed the crime they shouldn't have witnessed. I would have been like, I don't know, I'm not snitching. I would have stayed out of it. So I think he is an asshole for outing his wife.
Nah, as a person I know that hates shit ain't one of those things you play with, man. It's just, I mean,
Exactly.
Hey, I'm not trying to yuck your yum, but poop is just like
That's another level.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so bad. Your body don't even want it.
It's fucked up, and there's a part of me. It's a fucked up, and it's a part of me who's like, oh, that's really wrong, and she took it way too far. But he didn't need to drop the dime on his wife. That was what they call. I still get them confused. That was a wet snitch, right? He just went out and said said, "Hey, she did it. She wiped the shit on you."
I mean, okay.
Oh, that's dry snitching. I thought it was wet snitching.
He's it's always because it's funny to me. Like guys are usually the ones who do stupid stuff like that. Like I'm gonna wipe the shit on her shoe. That's
That is true.
A guy like an image. So he was probably like.
But I'm going to say already right there, that's you would think that, but their level of petty is way different, and so she didn't do it out front; she did it on the sly, So it's like I've seen many a woman do some dirty shit like that where I'm like, wow, you're fucking crazy, like that's insane, Like I wouldn't think of like stooping to that level, so that's like something else. But then to go back to ODP over here, I think the medium though is Delvin's stance. If you're gonna be you don't want to throw your wife under the bus, you might talk to her to the side to be like, listen, that shit was wild. Like you can't be doing that. So I'm gonna grab the shoe, I'm gonna clean it, say the fucking dog took it and I found it over by the bush or some shit like that. But like honestly, you can't be putting shit on people's shoes. Like that's not okay. So have the talk with her, clean the shoe, say you found it fucking kicked under the table, one of the kids accidentally grabbed it, something like that. But yeah, you can't be putting shit on people's shoes. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That means she was holding shit, bro.
Yes.
She was touching shit.
Well, no, because she had the diaper, remember? So
she had that diaper in her hand.
And just did a little
swipe. The diaper was the protective between the shitty.
You hope that is.
I hope.
Just thinking
but also, if she smeared that doo-doo, it was stinking.
Yeah, just think of the other variable. What if the new? his dad's wife saw the shitty shoe and fucking went off and hit the girl.
Yeah,
like with a snap, because that is a very, very valid thing that could happen. Like she get pissed off, she paid all this money for these shoes, rub shit on them. She snaps. Then you call the whole nother riff.
Hey, you said this white people shit. I'd like to know why.
Because white people do shit like this.
Yeah, you know what? That's the best answer. You ever seen Jackass? Just all kinds of shit stuff all over the place.
Yeah,
and also,
that dude eat a piece of poop.
As soon as I heard shit was involved, I assumed there was.
Motherfucker!
I say yes, this guy's an asshole because two things. One, I agree on the snitching thing. And then two, just because of how he wrote this Reddit thing, when he's basically saying, man, his basically mother-in-law, his stepmother-in-law is fine as hell. He was trying to be a knight in shining armor, which is a very white thing to do. Like, hey, listen, I'm trying to help you out. Of like, there's some shit in your shoe. I'm going to help you out. Clearly, I think he was trying to do it for.
He really.
So then she would pull out like half a titty, and he'd be like, "I'm a winner."
He was already geeked up because the toes are showing. But he was trying to get real bricked up with a half a titty. Yeah.
Hey,
in the comments,
if that wife knew how much, can I just say real quick, if that wife knew how much lust this husband had in his heart for this, for her stepmother, exactly, she'd have said, "Hey, slut, nice fucking shoes," and just slammed this diaper right on the shoe in front of her.
Yeah.
Here's the comment that matches up with both you guys so well. This is from Who Fucking Knows 2020. And their comment is, everyone sucks here.
Yes.
And in case y'all don't know, in the Am I the Asshole, you either are an asshole, not the asshole, or everyone sucks here. Your wife clearly has a lot to go through. Her behavior is juvenile. But don't call your mother-in-law breathtaking again. You tripping over yourself to protect your mother-in-law is just embarrassing for everyone. She shouldn't have done that at all, but damn, man. At least take her aside privately and ask her what in the world she thinks she's doing and give her a chance to come back to rational thought. Right. All in all, you sound like you sound like juvenile children. You have bigger concerns than your wife being a mean girl to her stepmom. Maybe it's time to go low contact with father-in-law and mother-in-law because it's clearly not good for her health. So there you have it. My man Fowler, my man Gabriel, my man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have all basically agreed with this person and kind of changed my thinking on the subject. Yeah, it's kind of shitty that you played your wife like that, but your wife is fucking up off rubbing shit on somebody's shoes. Sorry, God, I don't give a fuck. But then you over here trying to bang your mother-in-law on some old Pornhub shit. So I truly, the lot of you deserve each other. So don't divorce her because you probably ain't never gonna find nobody else.
Oh, thank you for saving my genre. However, will I repay you?
Is she gonna get stuck in the washer?
Oh my God!
Stuck in those shitty shoes.
Will you like to help me change this washer from the to the dryer? Oh no, I'm stuck. How will I get out?
This sounds like a job for Hitachi Wan.
Yes.
The eighth member of the unofficial eighth member of Team Scam, Hitachi Wan. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know.
Hitachi Wan is pretty early. I think Hitachi Wan is like maybe the fifth or sixth member. We have to retcon that.
You gotta reshuffle the rankings.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Next up, am I the asshole for posting the unedited photos of my cousin's wedding where she is in Photoshop to be skinny? Am I the asshole for posting the unedited photos of my cousin's wedding where she isn't photoshopped to be skinny? My cousin recently got married and we were all sent a link to a Google Drive with photos from the wedding. Well, the photos were edited heavily. My cousin basically photoshopped herself to look a lot more skinny than she actually was. And those photos look obvious. So I ended up posting to Instagram photos that I had on my phone. They weren't as high quality as the professional shots, but none of the weird distortions. Man, haters. Well, my cousin told me to take down the photos and to archive the posts because she wants to be represented by the photographer that took the photos. I was like, I'll untag you and remove the wedding hashtag, but it's just a picture of me and my girlfriend with my cousin and my auntie. But she insists that she wants the photo taken down, that the photos I posted defame her and make her look like in a bad light. She started
Can't just throw around that term.
Correct. She started saying that I purposely chose the photo to make her look ugly. I don't really want to take down the photo. I just found the whole thing ridiculous. I know she invited me to the wedding, but I feel like this rule is really dumb. Is this person the asshole?
Nah, he's just being like Kendrick Lamar. So show him something natural, like an ass with some stretch marks.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like I do a quarter of my heart feels like your wedding day is the one day you can be an asshole.
Yeah,
and
you get some liberties.
You know,
I feel for this lady though because she clearly has like self-esteem issues.
Yeah.
Because I thought like maybe not being the asshole, maybe more like just like maybe not so considerate,
sensitive.
Yeah. But I do agree though. Like, I mean, this is the wedding day, so like, listen, I need you guys to fall in line with me, type of thing. You know.
Why are we biting our tongues for this?
Yeah.
She is 100% being the asshole. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like if your people's ask you, hey, if you see your people's posting photos of them that are clearly photoshopped to make them look good, and then you post a photo of them showing the real them, knowing it's gonna get that response, you're an asshole. Because you know what you were doing.
But
everything that this person said before that, they did it intentionally. 100%. They 100% did it intentionally. They knew what they were doing. They were upset. Like, why are you posting all these pictures that are fake? The fact that you kept saying these pictures are heavily photoshopped tells me that you knew what you were doing when you did that bullshit.
Good point.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't look at it that way. But
same.
Maybe because our heart is so pure, we didn't see that.
True. That's probably true. You know, just yeah. Well, you got a Miami heart, so your heart is pure cocaine.
No more cream pies this podcast.
Well, then I have no reason to be here.
Right.
Leave this session.
Yeah.
I know. I wish they had shared examples, but at the same time, I'm glad they didn't because it's like, don't blow this woman's spot up no further than you already have.
But it's like, is the Photoshop filters or are they legit? Because to make her look thinner, right?
Oh, apparently the way they described it is like they went in and really just hooked them bad boys and thinned her out. So,
but why would she even care onto like Beyonce's body?
Right, just a full disconnect.
like the governor that had like the picture of him that was like black hands.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
that was awkward.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, that was incredible.
All right, so let's jump into the comments right quick. This is from Judge Judd. Am I the asshole? So this person, Oh, his title in this particular subreddit is Pooper Intended, which was respect on his name.
Okay.
You're the asshole. Yes, she's being vain, but so what? Your post makes it seem like you put these up and tagged her only because of her photos. And that's just a petty, vindictive move. Asking you to take it down might have been overboard, but you had any number of 30-second tools at your disposal, from cropping the picture to adjusting or your sharing settings, and you deliberately did not and still do not use them even after being asked. Another jerk move. But you have the right to keep those photos up, so congratulations on standing up for your rights to be a jerk.
Who you finna try? Bitch, it
ain't
me.
Man.
Bitch, it ain't me.
Caps.
I got something for you with that comment. Person who has to Photoshop yourself to show you the truth everywhere. I live with myself like, yep, friend. She photoshopped the whole fucking bed. Her shots just look skinny for her instead of just her self.
Good
I
talk,
think
Mike.
the person's asshole, the one who listening to I like just the photo.
So all we caught is just the photo.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever.
Good point.
It's cool. Yeah, so saying we deep in this motherfucker today, but we all co-sign this shit. That bitch an asshole. Or that dude an asshole. Or that dude is being a bitch and still an asshole. So that all works.
Yes.
Doesn't it? That's what's up. On to the next. All right. So I finished Lost Judgment. And it's a great mystery. It's a great game. I love that game. I love being back in Yagami-san's shoes. I don't like how lots of stuff from the first game is now DLC in the second game. So I didn't get to find a girlfriend, which was a super fun part about the first game, just dating women and shit like that there. But you can. There's 3 girlfriends available as DLC. There's a whole nother bit of content for what's his face, the my man's co-detective and so forth. And again, all that comes with DLC. And if you have to end up buying the season pass to get all this. And I don't like that they did that. I don't like that what it seems that they pared content back just to say pay more for it. Now I got the game itself for a pretty good price. I bought it from GameFly and I got it for like $30. So buying the DLC just kind of makes me mean I paid full price for the game, you know. So that's dope. But I have yet to buy the DLC, but I think I want to because, like I said, I like I said the dating game part of that game is a delight. Playing some more of like I said, the Code will be dope. So I probably will end up giving them they $30 and buying the DLC. But like I said, I don't like that they did that this go around. I started what the fuck is that game called? Life is Strange True Colors, which just showed up on Game Pass within the week. I don't know if that's my type of game, but I might futz with it a little more to see if I'm getting down with the get down. But that's about it for me and video games this week. Antwan, what were you still in Sushma, or you wrap that up?
Actually, it's funny. Like I was watching a video and about pretty much like simplifying the game because I couldn't find where to do the last archery challenge.
Okay.
So I had to like, switch clothes and then get in an argument with this dude. And then like that set it off and I could play. Man, YouTube is so incredible because like if I would have watched this video earlier, I probably would have been done with this game weeks ago.
Oh shit.
Because like I had it on easy or whatever, but it's like a whole bunch of different features you can do to make it even easier.
Yeah, it's got a good accessibility foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just going through, like I'm in the snowy region, like going through there, trying to just 100% it. Like I still gotta, I kind of know what happened. I accidentally kind of know what happens a little bit. Like I'm probably going to end up having to fight my uncle. But I don't. I'm just saving that part. And the last time when Delvin was talking about the Star Wars game, I ended up buying that for my boys for Easter. So they've been playing that and running through it and having a ball. But yeah, they're not allowed to play video games during the week. So it's a. I think they got up to like episode like 4 or something like that. Like
oh damn, they ran right through it.
They were playing the shit. They played for like 5 hours straight on Easter.
Nice. That's the vibe. Fuck with it, man. Box, you I saw you on Xbox, but I don't know if you were playing anything or maybe you was on a app or whatever. I don't know what you was on there for.
I was playing a Blu-ray.
What Blu-ray were you playing?
The first night I watched Spider-Man No Way Home, and then the next night I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh.
Both great movies.
Putting the new TV through its paces. Gabriel don't play video games no more because he's on the road. He plays the game of life, and he plays it on extra difficult.
I play a little bit too much fighting on Twitter, though. I gotta quit that game.
Yeah, that game is not doing you no service, sir. But sometimes you got to fight the good fight, so it's all good. Chaufie, man, what you been working on in the realm of video games? Have you been playing anything? I mean,
last week I did get a good amount of time, like really digging into Horizon Forbidden West. I think I'm like down to the last 3 missions. Like I didn't read the missions themselves, like walkthrough, but just saw the mission titles.
Okay.
I like to refer to like the IGN walkthroughs. They do really good walkthroughs. That and like YouTube as well, but they embed the videos, so that's always really nice. But looking at where I am, I think I'm like 3 away, and I am enjoying it, but it needs some patches. Like I've so far have gotten stuck in the environment 3 times, and when I say stuck in the environment, like walking, and then like I had that old classic, like my character stopped moving and all I could do was like rotate, like I was fucking playing basketball and just like that pivot leg. And then another one, I was jumping over some rocks and then got stuck in the rocks. And then another one, like my arm got stuck in a wall and I just couldn't proceed. So I have these weird like glitchy things happening, which kind of really kills the game for me.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just really like honestly in a love-hate relationship with this game. Like a lot of stuff is really, really fun. I still stand by. I think when we recorded last time was that like the story isn't as compelling as Horizon Zero Dawn, but
Yeah.
it's starting to come along. But it's on some fucking who were those fools that like got imprisoned in the Diamond and Superman?
General
Yeah.
Zod.
Yeah, like hey, they straight up ripped off General Zod and his crew. Like these three fools come flying in, and I was like, "You better get the fuck out!" Like even the outfits are the same. So I was like, "Man, I'm old enough to know you just did some copy and paste right now. So stop it." They legit came from another dimension too. So you know what? It is what it is. But all in all, but like again, I am working through it. The side missions, I will give it this. Like if you buy this is one game you can probably buy and play it for like straight up 8 months and not finish it because there is so much like side content that are even the side missions are legit like missions. So it's not just like, hey, can you go fetch the barrel for me? It's like they're like 2 and 3 step missions in them and they have some story elements. So I will give Gorilla this. They put a lot of fucking work in this game. Like it's deep. So if you buy this game and you buy it full price, you're getting your money's worth for sure because you can play a ton of this, revisit it and still not be done. Like so on that aspect, it is worth the money. I just hope some patches come through because this little glitchy shit like it is a distractor where it's just like when you're in a groove and you're like, fuck, I'm moving along, and then it's like, you kidding me? I'm stuck? Like what is this? Or like there's one mission where I'm trying to get this like this super like charged up outfit and the monsters I'm supposed to fight won't spawn in that area. So I think does it go by kilometers, Delvin? Is that the measurement?
I think so. Yes, if I remember correctly.
So I'm like, so the next spawn point is like 1,800 kilometers away where I can find them. And then I had to carry this weapon all the way back to the storage thing. And when you carry a large heavy weapon like that, you actually walk slower, like you can't run. But that was the only way, like the game was glitched. So the only way I could complete that mission was to go find it like on the other side of the map and bring it back over because they just
And
weren't
that
spawning
sucks.
for me. So yeah, so that was kind of like shitty. So other than that, that's honestly been about it. Is just Horizon because then I want to play after this, Kina, that Bridge of Spirits game, and then I still haven't tried Returnal. Still haven't done the Near, was it Replicant? And then I have another one kind of waiting for me too. So and then I still want to restart Cyberpunk. So I really want to put this one to sleep so I can go jump into those.
Very good. Del, man, you playing anything?
Only thing I've been playing is Horizon Forbidden West, and I'm almost at the end of that. I'm still having a good time with it. Everything Chaufie said is 100% valid. You still get those glitches and things that are a little bit off, and that can kind of mess up your game if you're not careful. But overall, it's still fun. It's still great. I was thinking I was going to platinum it, but now I'm like, ugh. It's getting to the point where I'm like, I just kind of want to finish the game. Even though platinum it seems super easy, it's like I just kind of want to get through the game and get to the end of the story because I want to play something else. Honestly, I want to play Lego Star Wars and get back to that and get back to some of these other games. Don't got time.
Mm-hmm. This game is old fishing company, starting to smell after a while.
I agree. And I like it.
Now, Delvin,
I like it a lot. It's great.
Yeah. Now, in the story, have you gotten to like? I guess it would be like the third act where like the one homegirl gets like kidnapped.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. So then I'm just maybe like a mission ahead of you then.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil nothing, but I just did the thing
But
that
you're like,
they showed.
You just had breakfast with Tilda Swinton.
Yes, I did that part already, and I did the little thing after that to get the secret thing.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Follow me. What you playing, bro?
I've been playing that Lego Star Wars also, and it's been really fun. I'm actually very impressed, not even impressed, but like I'm more happy that they did take all these delays and make sure that they thought of, hey, we're gonna flip the script and do the over the shoulder camera, have like a lot more in depth like open world mapping areas before like each mission, like how you can basically walk through Coruscant. In the first episode, without me walking through all the taxis, like you can go through this whole big like district plaza. Episode 2, you have like that whole little night alley area, like where the bounty hunters were in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Tatooine obviously has the whatever fucking town the Anakin is in, Anakin and his mom. You can walk through that whole thing. Like there's a lot of open world areas in a sense. They're not big, like they're not like, yeah, you can walk maybe like in video game terms, hey, 50 kilometers away or 50 feet away, here's the actual circle if you want to start the mission, or you can walk around this whole fucking area. So that's pretty cool. And there's also space fighting that's just random too. You can cruise with a ship to Coruscant to Tatooine through off in space, not like just like a quick time like, all right, let's just jump over there, or we're here if you want it. It's kind of cool. I've been playing a little bit. I've been also playing a little Horizon. I'm not that as far as these guys, but I also have like a love-hate to it because I think there's a lot. It's just too cluttered for me at the moment.
Yeah.
There's moments when those NPCs are talking, like, all right, what do you want to know? And I'm so used to like even Mass Effect where I'm just going to go through all the talking of the circle. But you could sit there for 10 minutes just listening to this motherfucker talk. And it's fucking like, god damn. Like,
they really do talk a lot. Like they didn't waste time on scripting dialogue or voiceover.
Much too much. The teaser trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder came out Monday, and I'm so excited for that movie, bro. I'm wildly hyped for it, and seeing weirdos on the internet complain about Taika Waititi's Thor movies and claiming the first 2 Thor movies were good, it's just lies.
No, they weren't.
Those movies
were horrible.
No one thought those were good.
Yeah, no one thinks they're good. Everybody knows that they're not good. They're terrible, terrible movies. And that's no disrespect to Kenneth Branagh. They just were bad. But I'm super hyped for this one because it looks amazing. And yeah, they done damn overshot fucking Doctor Strange showing me that damn trailer. I'm like, fuck, about to get down with that.
Yeah, I'm really not interested in Doctor Strange like at all.
What? I'm excited about the multiverse in general, its introduction and what that means for. Basically, I feel like they can sneak all kinds of shit in through that. Like that's how you like, oh, here, that's how we get Fantastic Four, and that's how we get X-Men, and blah blah blah. But I don't know how that will all work itself out. I'm excited to see how that ends up playing out. We've done a lot of reshoots on that one, rewrites and reshoots. So I'm thinking, I know what they got to do. They probably had to, because it was supposed to come out so long ago, they probably had to redirect traffic to say, okay, we're going this way with this particular set of Marvel movies, with the next, basic set of Marvel movies. So they probably had to redirect that traffic to go start pointing and leaning this way. And I'm like, I'm very excited for that. I like they let Taika cook, but also like that they have a usually an overarching situation popping in there.
I still haven't seen the first fucking Doctor Strange movie all the way through. I thought
it's all right. I dig it.
It's decent.
The only thing you need to know out of that one is there's a black guy that's got beef with him.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's just like a Tyler Perry movie. Now he got braids, and he looking for the love of his woman through God. So I know
he's not light skinned or shirtless though.
No, but see, that's the thing. Doctor Strange is the light skinned person who's standing in his way. So
also, how you can be Doctor Strange and never get some random unknown booty?
I was watching a trailer breakdown video earlier this evening for the Thor trailer, and they were like breaking down the part where it's like near the end of the trailer where there's like some things fighting in the background that have like some teeth and shit. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about based on like the history of some of the characters in this movie and what appears to be in the trailer, they might be introducing the symbiotes to this world based out of this movie.
So the main bad guy played by Christian Bale is I forgot his name. The God
Gore?
Gore the God Butcher.
Butcher.
Yeah. The God Butcher, forgive me.
The butcher coming, nigga.
Put some respect on his name.
And so I believe he is from like the symbiote. Jesus Christ, I don't even
The
know the
sword
word.
is.
Planet.
Yeah, they make the sword that is what he uses.
Yeah,
His sword
so-
is Null's sword, which is he Null's the king of the symbiotes before Eddie Brock just took it. But carry on.
Nerd.
Bruh, that's that info I like having beforehand, because then it's like, oh, okay, is this how he can make this work? So we shall see if this is how we make shit work. But you know what?
Congratulations,
that is a
guys.
show.
You
It is damn near
changed
1
my,
o'clock in the morning.
You changed my mind and my heart about seeing the movie.
There you go. That's what's up. I'm wild tired, so I'm gonna wrap the show up right now. You know what
So
it is? Please rate,
basically,
review.
none of you fuckers say anything. I'm done.
Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at Stage Crunchy. Subscribe to the Twitch channel, Stage Crunchy and Milk. I was just saying I should probably stream some Game Boy games, so I might do that sooner than later. Follow us over on Twitter. That's at Skimpod, SKIMPOD. And please go follow us over on TikTok, Stage Crunchy and Milk. Like I said, we're trying to blow that up and get that popping, and more of y'all over there, the better it does. And I'm grateful for that. I'm hopeful for that. If you want to support the show financially, got a few bucks tossed our way. You can join us over on Patreon, where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. They have the latest On the Road with the Real ODP. You could too. We got merch over at tpublic.com/user/stagecrunchy and milk, all one word. And again, if you're watching the TikTok, you'll see I was rocking one of our hoodies in that video. So that's what's up. And feel free, give us a call, 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. That is, we're gonna run it down. Guess first. That's the homie Mike Fowler. Mike Fowler is the host of the CuzNCiseal Show. But what else would you like to share with the world, Mike Fowler?
Fuck Evan Mobley. Cade Cunningham should have been Rookie of the Year, but carry on.
Don't come to my house and shit on my squad, God. Real fucking easy. There's real rules to this shit. They simple. Don't come to my house and talk shit on my squad. That shit can get you not coming back. So we don't talk shit all about my family up in this motherfucker. There's rules to this. We shall respect them going forward.
I've been staring at that stupid roster thing all this whole time. I'm going to say it. I'm like, there's 4 Ohio guys right here. I'm going to say it.
All I can say is that's a real loser mentality since he hasn't officially lost yet.
See, told you he's gonna get this show. He's gonna fucking end it.
Yep, I knew it.
Fowler, the podcast killer or butcher, whatever the fuck it was called.
Yes.
That's my man, Delvin Cox of the Delvin Cox Experience. But also Delvin does with PSVG. Fucking rattle off some shows that you do, because you do so many that you can't get them all off. But how many? Just some of the shows that you like. This my shit. I do these motherfuckers, and this is the one that like are most important to me.
Well, I have to talk about Cadillac on Mars first, because Chaufie will kill me if I don't say that one first.
Yeah, you do, which also you've been fucking up not mentioning on PSVG.
So. I'm mentioning it here. The more important show.
Yeah, but you didn't mention it there.
I did mention that last
mention it everywhere.
See, I get threatened to mention this show. Cadillac on Mars, PlayStation Experience, which is doing pretty good. I'm also one of the co-hosts and the funny person on PSVG, Play Some Video Games. I also host a wrestling podcast called PSVG Strong Style. And I have a litany of other podcasts and appearances I do all across the world from the office of my house.
Yes.
I'm on a lot of shit.
Scott, so tell me on Patreon where we learn about Delvin's life and the ups and downs and all the things that go wrong that don't involve him but occur around him.
That's a wild podcast. That can never come out on free feeds.
No.
You gotta pay
I will
to
get
on
canceled. Yeah, I will get canceled. And probably stabbed.
No, he won't. I was going to say, he won't get canceled. He'll get murdered by people he discusses on there.
Yes, I would get hurt.
Tell them to see you. Tell them to see you in the streets. That's what's up.
True.
Oh, they would.
They probably would. So don't say
They
that
would
shit.
see him in the streets. Nah, you don't want that, Delvin.
No.
That's my man, the homie Chaufie, the host of Cadillac on Mars, and all around good dude. What's the good word, man?
Just want to say thanks again for having me on. I really do enjoy like spending time with you guys. For people who think about getting into podcasting, like you should do it because it's a great opportunity to like kick it and like fuck around with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So like on Cadillac on Mars, it really just is an opportunity to allow people to just sit in on a conversation where we're just like hanging out. And so to kind of expand that friend group into this group is really like a great thing. So just want to say thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. Even though you allowed Mike Fowler to be a part of it is disappointing, but it is what it is. It's your show, not mine.
Oh, shit. Standard. That's Tatum 216.
Good night. See you next Thursday.
That's Lunchbox 2099.
Howdy ho.
That's the RV in Puerto Rican, my homeboy, the real ODP, Gabe.
I gotta ask if that real Ghostbusters fire comes with a free a blowjob ghost.
Whoa.
Wow.
Hey, yo.
Not a bad question.
Dinner.
I am the internet's Tayrail713, the host of this very show. I co-host on Cadillac on Mars. This is the Cadillac on Mars Stays Crunchy and Milk crossover Side-B. You have just been podcast to it. I know you loved it.
Stay
We'll catch
crunchy
you
in
next time.
Cadillacs.
Yeah.
2 different Cadillacs.
Stays crunchy on Mars.
Peace.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.